How you going, folks? Welcome, of course, to TWS Paradise Valley Speedway for this, the North Island Superstocks, brought to us by who, Bianca?
Not TWS. Who is it, Jason?
I can't remember. Somebody remind me. Okay, so anyway, welcome along to the North Island Superstocks here at TWS Paradise Valley Speedway.
Brought to you by
and it is Hamilton Ashphalts is the sponsor of this event. A big thanks goes out to those guys. For those people that have come to watch it nice and live here at the track, welcome to you guys as well. But for those you at home that are ready for a big night of Superstock racing, I'm not sure what the numbers were in the end, but I definitely didn't think it cracked the 80, did it?
I think we're pretty close to 80 tonight, Jason. I can't confirm. I did go to the drivers' meeting and do the roll call. Everyone was called, and I'm pretty sure we're sitting on about 80 cars.
There you go, so not too bad. Big night of Superstock racing here. Good couple of support classes as well. We do have the production saloons that'll be buzzing around, and also the Ministocks. But tomorrow night, if we get through okay tonight, something a bit exciting happening, and it's Ministocks, but it's Australia versus New Zealand, and I don't care what sport you're in, when it's Australia versus New Zealand, mate, it's all hell breaks loose, isn't it?
It does, and of course, New Zealand has been really good. We've won, we've actually got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in both of the meetings that they've had so far. We've got our third here tomorrow, so like Jason says, if the weather holds up and we're all good to go tomorrow, great rivalry starting.
Absolutely. Now, we're a little bit late to the start for, I don't know, we were just pretty chilled, really, weren't we, today, getting all set up. Our last couple of meetings in the North Island for the season, but we do know that these guys are going to go out for a grand parade shortly, so we may grab a couple of cars, or get Bianca to grab a couple of cars and have a chat to those guys before we get into racing, which is scheduled to kick off at 6 o'clock. It should be really good. 4 groups, nice and easy. A couple of support classes to separate them, to give them some time to fix any damage or anything that may happen, and then we'll take the top to, how many go through?
Tonight, 6 from each group go through, so we actually are really lucky to have Paul Hickey commentating for us tonight. Paul Hickey is amazing at keeping everybody up to date with points, so listen out for him. He will keep you updated as the night goes by.
All right, so we're not going to sort of muck around too much. We can see, and there's going to be some noises very shortly, so some of these guys are going to be going out for their grand parade, and we'll send Bianca out. I was going to help out, but I'm just going to go and hide in the van, I reckon.
I think everybody needs to send our Jason a message saying, "Smile, Jason. Hey, it's not that bad. Come on, Jace." There you
That's
go.
That's fine. All right, so we'll leave you to it. We'll be back very shortly for the Hamilton Ashphalts 2024 North Island Superstocks from TWS Paradise Valley Speedway, Rotorua.
Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, race fans. Welcome to TWS Paradise Valley Speedway, night number 1 of the Hamilton Ashphalts North Island Superstock Championships. The sun is shining over Paradise Valley Speedway. Fingers crossed it stays that way for the next 35 hours or so. Not looking all that flash for tomorrow in the latest forecast. But we are about to get underway with the first event on the night's program. Let's call it an event because it is. It's pretty special when we get to see all of these drivers out on track in the grand parade in the first car out on the track tonight as part of our 18 race program is the defending champion, Jamie Hamilton. I thought he was going to have a stop and have a chat to Bianca there, but I'm sure we will have a chat with the defending champion before the night is out.
Beneath all the rubble, and all that runs through my flesh is a spirit of trouble. Under moonlit sky, I'm desperate to feel more alive. Dreams that keep me wide awake. Call me up out of the grave. suffocated by sorrow. My bones start to disconnect. My soul becomes hollow. In the endless night, I'm desperate to feel more alive. Alive. Dreams that keep me wide awake. Call me up out of the
So tonight, 4 groups, top 6 from each group, will progress to the finals tomorrow night. That gives us 24, and then 2 more from the repechage tomorrow night. Right, I think we are going to head down onto the infield, and Bianca is standing by with our defending champion, the 9G of Jamie Hamilton.
I sure am. Sorry, guys, I did have to let Jamie Hamilton have his lap of honour. Jamie, welcome to Rotorua as a defending North Island champion. Last time you were here, you've run away with the World 240s title as well. You've had great success all over the country at the minute, but Jamie, what are your expectations on yourself this weekend?
Well, obviously everybody wants to win. It would be nice to win again, but it's not always that easy. So I've actually got quite a hard qualifying group as well, so it's going to be hard right from the get-go. But yeah, obviously to win, everyone wants to win.
Now, Jamie, tell us, you've had a total busy week in the garage this weekend, doing a couple of things that you did not expect, but you've got a different engine in your car tonight.
Yeah, well, I had an issue with my engine a couple of weeks ago, so I thought I was done for the season, but Wayne has injured his ribs, so he's actually let me take over his engine and put it into my car. So yeah, we've done that this week, so I'm pretty lucky to have Wayne to let me do that.
Just between you and I don't know if Wayne is watching at the moment, so for anyone who doesn't know, Wayne Hemi has allowed Jamie Hamilton to put his engine in the car. Yes, he did get a few broken ribs, and yes, he was a bit sore, but woohoo, let's go. Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, I guess it is a little bit like that, yeah, because he'd probably be here racing himself otherwise, so yeah, I've got pretty lucky. Hopefully that luck can carry on this weekend.
Jamie, I mean, you're a very, very humble man and a great driver, and sometimes it is a little bit of luck, but it's also a lot of skill as well, which you definitely have in tenfold. Of course, you won last year in a totally different car. This is your self-built car.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, so it's completely different to last season, but it's going pretty good. I'm very comfortable in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said before, great success in here as well. Listen, these cars are going out. Mason is taking the car back to the trailer, and you guys have got to go get ready for your first heat. You've got a couple of breaks in between, but Jamie, I'm going to go and let you focused, get ready and prepared, and good luck for the rest of the weekend. Hopefully you can defend, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Cheers, Jamie. We'll run back up to you guys upstairs, eh?
To those at the venue, grab yourself a bite to eat before the racing hits the track. I think we're going to head down pit side and back over to you, Bianca.
Yeah, I'm going to try and bring as many interviews as I possibly can this weekend. Starting off, of course, Seth McConchie. Seth, I do notice a couple of differences in your car here. First of all, the colour. Second of all, the track code. Can you tell us what's going on?
Oh, no, just, I planned on having a new kit pretty early on in the season, but, you know, there's always delays on things and more my part busy. And then, planned on unveiling it for the New Zealand's, but we sort of got held up and missed that meeting. And then, Palmy team sort of happened and ended up having a mean time with the All-Stars. And obviously I know a lot of those boys because I'm from Auckland. So, they were keen to have me on again and commit to the cause. So, thought I'd jump on the A and why not do it with a new kit.
I mean, we were talking earlier too about the culture and the environment in the Auckland team as well. And Seth, I've got to say you're very, very well suited to them. Cody Mack is here. We've got Gary Lonergan at home. All the boys have welcomed you fully and wholeheartedly. And it's actually really great to see you in an environment in which you'll be happy and thriving in as well. Yeah,
100%. No, good vibe, and good bunch of boys. And, Randy, and you got, Jeff Cook, the manager. He's pretty on, So he's a big bloke, you listen, and, you got the leaders like Randy and Gary, and when they talk, you listen, and they well-spoken men, so, and respected drivers, as well as Cody Mack and Chatfield and that, so, it was a good buzz, and, just keen to go out and represent myself now and my own sponsors, which is, can't do it without them. So yeah, it's a silly sport, but we love it and we come back every time, don't we? You know, I've had a big week, started a new job, and bloody till midnight most nights on the car. So you know, fresh steel work and you know, a couple of second-hand tyres, mate. But we're into it.
Full commitment from you then, Seth.
Yeah, I love it, eh? And yeah, bless my partner's been a bit crook, so yeah, she's at home tonight, so wish you all the best, lovey.
Yeah, if you're watching, we do hope that you have a speedy recovery. Listen, really quickly, Seth, do you want to run off some of your sponsors' names?
Oh yeah, especially Brad Horscroft, Performance Engineering, he's just on the top of the wing there. He yeah, helped me out do my steel work and stuff like that. Rutherford Signs, they literally just did a whole brand new kit, and I'm pretty particular when it comes to kit, so we didn't go back and forth a few times, but there's a lot of emails and back and forth. Mount Maunganui Collision Repairs, they paint my kit and they've done a wicked job. The throwback for the maroons, actually a throwback of Ryan's stock car days. He had a mean maroon kit then, and then the sky blue's like a Cole Petty sort of inspiration. So yeah, I always get inspired from other people, so yeah, that's what the kit is. So yeah, appreciate it. And all my other sponsors, like I can't do without them, but yeah, I'll be here all day trying to rattle them off.
A lot of people to thank. Listen, Seth, one more thing, we're trying to go viral with this apparently. Can you give us your crispest mana wave?
Oh yeah, no, easy.
Awesome, there you go. Cheers, Seth. Good luck.
Yeah, one of the characters of Superstock Racing, no doubt about it. So here we see the first cars lining up on track tonight. It is the Steer Builders Ministocks Challenge this evening. 3 races for our youth Ministock group. It is our older group, our senior group of youth Ministock racers here in Rotorua who are lining up 3 8-lap heats thanks to Steer Builders, and it is the 15R of Ben Cooper who lines up on pole position. It's like the 972 of Jimmy Crawford on the outside. Row 2 is 25R Jonathan Patterson, and then we've got the 913 of Byron Brown Dixon on grid number 4. Looks like the officials are happy. Paradise Valley pace car will pull off the track in a moment. We'll be in the starters' hands on a Friday night here at Paradise Valley. First green flag of the night, and we are underway as we head into the first corner. A couple of them with the wheels up over the pole line. But it is the 15R of Ben Cooper who leads them away for the first time. Running a little bit wide is the 25 of Patterson. That allows Jimmy Crawford up the inside into second spot. 1 lap down, and the pole setter holds that top spot. Ben Cooper from Jimmy Crawford, Jonathan Patterson. Blake Hose in the 41R is there in 4th place, and Dylan Hurd, 47R, wraps up the top 5. The 23 and 971 look up the inside of 57 Ryan Miller-Frost. They make the pass. Bit of a contact there between the 189 and 913. Non-contact this youth Ministock class. A little bit of rubbing going on. Rubbin's racing, as they say, but they will get pulled up by the referees for any too much intentional or too regular contact. Change at the front. Jimmy Crawford's gone to the lead at the end of the 3rd lap. Another little bit of a tangle. 47 and 23 in turn number 3. So Brown Dixon, the yellow car, there through turn 4. Puts a little bit of a gap now on the... Okay, he's having the battle there with the 335 and the 57. 971 is George Crawford. It's the ex Cohen Wright car. We've had a couple come together down there in turn number 2. Looks like they're both mobile again and away, so no need for the red light. 5 laps gone. Jimmy Cooper, still your race leader. 972 through turn 4. So some good little battles going on right around the racetrack here. They are spread the full length. Oh, and a big bit of a cruncher there down into... Oh, no, we've got a wheel off. We will go red here.
Red, red, red. Red, red, red.
It's the 247R Lockie Chapman. The right front's just been ripped completely off that car. You can see it sitting in there behind.
Yeah. It's unusual to see
not
the
sure
entire strut and everything come off like that. He did come a little bit. He did come off turn 4 a little bit fast, and you did see him. I could see him trying to steer hard left to try and keep the car off the wall, but he did collect the concrete quite solidly. But yeah, you don't normally see that much. Well, not these days anyway. You know, it might have been regular back in a few years ago. We've got a replay here for those watching through the Pits TV and the live stream this evening across New Zealand and around the world. There's the spring bounced off there as well.
Yeah, so the contact, I mean, that's a blind spot for us up here, isn't it? You can see how high the car got off the ground as he came off turn number 4. And yeah, geez, that's a very unfamiliar sight to see from a Ministock.
So the officials just sorting out a few positions. Red flag comes in, the white stays out.
4, 3, 2, 1, green.
The race leader in amongst some back markers. He's got plenty of experience though, Jimmy Crawford, and he knows he shouldn't have to push any last minute. Oh, round goes Reeve Transom. He was sitting in 3rd place, the 98. So he's going to drop down the pack. Crawford takes the checkered flag. So at the Steer Builders Ministock Challenge, race number 1. As they slow themselves up. Well, we're still counting the laps, so may have changed a little bit. But Jimmy Crawford, 972 home in 1st, 15R Ben Crawford in 2nd, 971 George Crawford has come from, I'm pretty sure he was right on the back row, George Crawford. Then Riley McEwen in 4th place. Yeah, these results here not quite accurate that we are looking at. Some of them did count for 9 laps. It has gone back and been corrected now. Riley McEwen in 4th, Flynn Ashton in 5th, Blake Hose in 6th, 25 Jonathan Patterson in 7th, Byron Brown Dixon in 8th, Jordan Wadsworth in 9th, Carson Rolfe rounded out the top 10. Reeve Transom dropping down to 11th after sitting in 3rd with a lap to go. So disappointing finish for him. He did have the fastest lap of the race as well in 18.889. So there's the 2 Crawford cars. 972 Jimmy Crawford taking the flag.
Hey!
12 laps in qualifying mode tonight as Alan McRobbie, captain of the Rotorua Rebels, makes his way up the outside row. And after just talking about Jobler Motorsport, there we go, there's not the start they wanted with Adam pulling up to the pit gate for a 3-minute bell. Just see where he was due to start on grid 8, so that's going to hold everybody else up now on that outside row. So we see Jordan Baldwin pull in. Here we go. Got the official call. 3-minute bell is underway. Here we go. You might know this one, Tony, from your managerial point of view. Obviously, the crew there a little bit delayed in getting over. The official had probably already spent 10 seconds saying yes. before you come over, when does the 3 minutes actually start?
Yeah, that's a very grey area, I think, that one, yeah.
Because you could go, well, I'm not jumping it yet. I'm going to go and grab a tyre just in case. I'm going to go and grab some tools. In theory, it should be as soon as the official says it's on.
Yeah, as soon as they say yes and away you go is when the 3 minutes starts. What was really good actually in Auckland, and must commend them for this, was that for teams, they gave it a good sort of 30 seconds to a minute, which doesn't sound like very long in words, but when you've got 30 seconds to run back to the trailer, they gave you a bit of time to communicate with the driver, signals and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was interesting watching from the infield, the drivers communicating with their crew, and what they did is they held 30 odd seconds or to a minute almost, depending on where the cars were parked in the pits, which I thought was quite fair.
Yeah.
And then they started the 3 minute bell after a good minute. A few people were standing there, they obviously didn't get the communication of that, but from a manager's meeting that we did have, which I thought was quite cool.
That is smart, especially in teams racing, isn't it?
Yeah,
well,
which you obviously didn't see here at individual racing, but as far as that goes, it was cool.
Right, red group, let's take a look at how they are lining up. On the front row is the 87G of Brodie James. Outside him is 10R Alan McRobbie. Row 2, 98V Jerry Linklater, and the 93R of Gary Hunter. He's had a podium here in Rotorua actually when it was held back in 1999, so 25 years ago. Gary Hunter, third in the North Island Superstock Championships. Liam Marsh, 6R, and the 23A of Jordan Baldwin on row 3. 599P Ron Ty is on grid 7 with Adam Joblin outside him on grid 8. And rounding up the front 5 rows, the 94R of Dale Stewart and 422B Dylan Ashton.
So the Hamilton Ashphalts North Island Superstocks heat number 1. It is your red group. The TWS Paradise Valley's pace car pulls away from the grid. The Reds come up. We are going to go racing. It is the 2024 North Island Superstock Championships, and Brodie James is going to lead them into the first corner, and he'll come out in front. There's a bit of tangle back there. Dale Stewart's gone around in the 94, one of the local hopefuls, very quick round here, and gets himself away again relatively safely. So they're off into turn 3 and 4 for the first time, and it is James with a fair few car lengths lead over Jerry Linklater after the first lap. And Alan McRobbie in the 10R there, he won't be happy with the start he's got dropping back from his front row grid. Keep your eye as well on the 56V of Trent James. He was very quick here at the 240s earlier on in the season. He'll look to be making spots in the 56V, the bright blue car. He has come from grid 14 up into 6th place already, make that 5th and 4th even on the way through turn 1 and 2. Liam Marsh half spins in the 6R, gets collected on the way past by the 88H of Ethan Whittaker. The trouble for the 49 coming off turn 4 there. So Trent James, there he is. He's going to pick up another spot as well, so that's him up into 2nd place. The 56V showing some huge pace, and up into 3rd now we've got the 777 of Elias Dykstra and that Pollock Cranes race car. But out in front, as I said, disappear off the bottom of the screen, it is Brodie James in the 87G from pole position, doing what he needs to do for heat number 1 here. And the name of the game for qualifying is to try not to lose spots. All it's about passing points, in fact, if anything. Looking further down, another Rotorua quickie, the 198R of Mark Costello. He's made his way up from grid number 12 now and hunting for a top 5 position. We are 5 laps down at the moment of this 12 lapper. Dale Stewart actually showing some huge pace. He's spun in the first corner and has made his way back up almost into the top 10, I think, as he's passed in a whole lot of cars in that first and second turn. We'll see where he jumps to after the live laps. Here it is, back up into the top 10. He's in the 8th spot, the 94. So around goes Joblin, the 62 in turn 1 and 2. Another uncharacteristic mistake from one of those Joblin cars. Take a look at your race leader now. Trent James slowly closing up the gap. As I say that, he is the quickest car on track, running a 16.5. You can see that gap that Brodie James had is slowly closing in. So it'll be 8 this time by, 4 to go for your race leader, the 87G. Brodie James looking nice and smooth through turn 1 and 2 there. And a bit of clear track in front of him as well. But yeah, look at Trent James. A couple of car lengths closed up in just 1 lap. So late in the race is the 56V getting some good drive there as he comes off turn 1 and 2. Ron Ty, the 599 there, troubles for him as he slows up and becomes a back marker for the front leaders. There's your race leaders there now coming across the start finish line. It'll be white flag next time around for the 87. Trent James not quite in striking distance, or is he? So he has actually closed that ride up. So Brodie James, he's leading from start to finish here. It is the final lap. White flag out, 1 to go. As Taniwha is faced the wrong way there. Is it a last corner lunge for Trent James? Puts the bumper in. He's trying to shoot up the inside, but Brodie James is going to hang on off the final turn and come under the checkered flag to finish the race. Start to finish from grid number 1 for the 87G. And Trent James in the 56 V it is, comes home in second place as the rest of the field come through to complete their final lap. But huge pace from Trent James, coming all the way back from grid number 14. That's 13 spots for him. Brodie James, though, as I say, from grid number 1, we go back to Elias Dykstra, the 777 from grid 15. Alan McRobbie from grid 2 loses a couple of spaces. Mark Costello in the 198R in 5th. Dale Stewart recovering real well into 6th place. Jerry Linklater, Dylan Ashton, Bryce Steiner and Ethan Whitaker round out your top 10. Take a look through the second half of the field as well. Ryan Hunt, Regan McKenzie, there's Joblin finishing all the way down in 13th. Liam Marsh, Ron Ty with some late issues. Gav Taniwha we saw backwards. Jordan Baldwin and Gary Hunter.
Yeah, some good moves there, Ray. You mentioned Trent James and how he was closing that gap. He just seems to have a very different entry point and style of driving into turn 3, I noticed, than any other driver out there, even in the Rees cars.
Yeah, he sort of drives it very square.
Yes,
so he's hard on the brakes.
He is hard on the brakes early, about where the official is down there on the track now, and then does drive in very, very square. So maybe if we're lucky enough to be watching on the replays and you're on the Pits TV, you might be able to pick that up if you see some of the replays. So he had a good drive. Mark Costello has also come up from grid 12. Elias Dykstra up from grid... Costello ended up about 6th, I think it was. So there were some good moves from the back. Brodie James, as he needed to do when you're on pole position, you want to take that win, eh? So yeah, he hasn't picked up any spots, but that's a good start with the win for the number 87.
A good notable pace from the local guys. Dale Stewart, I just saw on the replay as well. Mark Costello was caught up in that same sort of turn, so they were half a lap down after lap 1 and both coming home around sort of that 5th and 6th place.
His lungs are blown, the stranger's last breath, the quiet death. His silence is stronger than the voice.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Are you building a new commercial business or home? Or is it time that your existing premise has had a repaint anywhere in the South Island? Then Anderton Decorators have you covered. From floor to ceiling, wall to roof, Anderton Decorators offer the latest techniques, equipment and technology to make even the hardest tasks seem simple. Anderton Decorators also has the expert team to take the frustration out of your next project. Call Shane today on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators. We have you covered.
And we're looking for probably the moisture to come back in later on as the sun goes down.
All right, here we go. Blue group is lining up, and it's a former North Island champion who sits on pole. It is 147K. Matt Nielsen was runner-up last year, actually, behind Jamie Hamilton. So he's a former North Island champion. He sits on pole. Outside him is the 57V of Dylan Marshall. Then we've got 41R Brad Coxhead on grid 3 and Seth McConchy, the 272A. Zach Glennie, unfortunately, already sitting on the infield, the 47B is already on the infield. He should have started from grid 5. On grid 6 is Kyle Benton. So this is blue group. We are getting set for a start. The 2NZ of Blair Eulenberg starting on grid 8. In the starter's hands, green flag up and we are racing. Oh, and a big push on there as Marshall gets forced wide by McConchy. McConchy looks up the inside down the main straight. Fairly tight down there, and Coxhead goes onto the grass. So he's out in the 41. So McConchy to the lead from Marshall, Eulenberg and Nielsen. Your top 4 through the opening lap. Nice little gap for McConchy, looking nice and pacey. Here comes the 127 though. Ethan Rees started on grid 10. He's up now into 4th place. Tries to look up the inside of Nielsen. Might just make the pass down the main straight. He does. Won the World 240s here last season at Paradise Valley. 127 Ethan Rees. Again, no stranger to this racetrack, knowing how to win, but out front is still McConchy, who's the leader. Kerry Remnant looks to put a bit of pressure onto Matt Nielsen. Nielsen edges away though down the straight. Brad McGee out of Wellington in the mix there as well, the 96. Simon Joblin started grid 17. Just the one spot that he's made up at the moment as he finds himself chasing down the 21R of Brendan Ashton. So 5 laps gone. Still McConchy. I know he's going to run wide here and opens up a big gap for Dylan Marshall to get through. Here comes Rees with the bumper. So does Eulenberg. Oh, 3 wide. Look at this. Good battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. McConchy runs it wide down that spot again as Rees runs wide too. The 2NZ looks up the inside. Puts a little bumper into Rees, forces him wide. McConchy back up into 3rd place, but Rees will get some good drive off the outside of turn 4. Another one onto the grass. Just trying to see who that is. It's the 5H of Logan Nicholson, maybe. He was running up in the top 10, so he's going to drop away. As Simon Joblin looks to make a pass on Matt Buckley. Couldn't get it done that time. Dylan Marshall still your race leader. 9 gone, 3/4 distance of this opening heat of the night. Blue group in the Hamilton Ashphalts. North Island Superstock champs. There's Keegan Bunce and Kyle Benton. Have a little bit of a clash. They are battling for 15th and 16th place. This will be the white flag this time around for our race leaders. They seem to have settled themselves into their top 4 spots here. White flag for Marshall, but look for Rees to make a dive. He'll try. Not quite going to be close enough that time. Yeah, certainly had to go. Did Ethan Rees. And the checkered flag falls. So as the revs come down, we can take a look at our unofficial results. Dylan Marshall takes the win. From the 2NZ, Blair Eulenberg, Ethan Rees, 127G in 3rd place. Early race leader Seth McConchy home in 4th place. The 19M of Kerry Remnant has come from grid 9 to finish in 5th. Then 96W Brad McGee, Matt Nielsen 147K, then Hayden Hart, Regan Penn and Dan Hunter round out the top 10. Then Brendan Ashton, Simon Joblin, Ross Ashby, Matt Buckley, Keegan Bunce in 15th. Kyle Benton finishes in 16th place, and DNFs for Logan Nicholson, maybe Brad Coxhead and Zach Glennie. Trying to think we're going to head down to the pits, and we were talking about the impressive Trent James, and he's with Bianca right now.
Yeah, I thought I'd come down and speak to Trent James. Trent, that was an awesome race. You came home second, but you started on grid 14. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, grid 14. Yeah, good first race to start our weekend off. We knew if we want to qualify, the first one starts off the weekend. So yeah, we're stoked.
You have all of you drivers are in the same position here, where you actually have very few drivers in your group. Tell us, is it easier to? Are you finding it easier to carve through that traffic given the numbers?
Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier there, but end of the day, there's still a whole bunch of cars out there that can still go any which direction. So yeah, a little bit easier, but yeah.
And how did you find the track tonight?
Oh, the track was mint in that first one. It's always mint whenever you come to Rotorua. That's why we love having championships like this here. So yeah, the track's good.
One thing we consistently hear from everybody who actually comes to compete here is the track is always amazing. But tell us, it's pretty cruisy down here at the minute at your camp, so no changes for the car?
Nah, just a bit of a nut and bolt check and look over everything, and we should be all good to go for the heat too.
Well, I wish you luck, and of course you've just had a club mate take a win as well, so good luck for the entire club. V, here we go.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, cheers.
Yeah, up the V. It has been a great year for the Wanganui guys, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're getting stronger and stronger each year, Wanganui, and it's been a long time since they've been at the final of the sort of Palmy teams. I think you're going to see a pretty strong Wanganui in a few years to come. But next out on track, we do have the High Track Production Saloons Heat number 1 of their championship tonight. And we have 7 drivers out there, 3 visiting drivers from out of Hamilton as well. Good to see the Huntley drivers coming across. As we take a look at Mark Levin, one of those drivers in the 25H, will take pole position for the first one. Rolling start for the production saloons. And the 68H, Brian Jackson. 63R, Peter Craddock. He's always quick round here at Rotorua Speedway's home track. And we have the 27R of James Cunningham. As the lights go out, we look to go green. Already for the production saloons, and the 68H looks like he's going to get a jump on the outside, and the Mitsubishi FTO, we've got the Toyota Sleeker on the inside as well. So these production road cars turned into dirt track races, and a lot of them with front-wheel drives seem to favour these guys and girls. The rear-wheel drives would be probably more interesting to watch, but the quicker cars around the circuit. We've got a Honda Prelude a little bit further back as well as a late model and a early model Prelude. As you in a court as well. We've got the Mazda Atenza at the back there, the 6H of Vaughan Giddle. But it is the 68H of Brian Jackson. He shot out to a massive lead at the moment, and to 27R of James Cunningham. Pushes real wide there, all the way out in the marbles. We call it a dirt track. And still manages to get the drive and hang on, but it is a long way back to himself. Cunningham in second place at the moment. Craig Jones in the 95R has made his way up into third position as they sit, and Peter Craddock there sitting in fourth. So nice and pushy for those front wheel drive vehicles as they make it through turn number 3 and 4. James Cunningham there leading that little pack. That's the battle for second at the moment. Craig Jones is the quickest on track now with a 19.7. So to give you an idea of the quickness of a Superstock versus a production saloon, that's the sort of lap times we're looking at, sort of as low as 16.5s. I think it was for Trent James in his heat. We're looking at 19.7s here for the production saloons. And there he is, Cunningham through turn 1 and 2 again. Craig Jones, he's closed the gap right up now, so it's going to be a battle for second and third here between the 27 of Cunningham and the 95 of Jones. So just 8 laps for the production saloons, just past the halfway point now. 5 laps ticked off for the race leader Brian Jackson, and ever so slight closing up of the gap between the 68H and the 27R, but he's a long way ahead at the moment as Craig Jones falls a little bit off the back of Cunningham for that battle of second. Peter Craddock normally real quick, actually, as I say that, he's dropped into the 18s. 18.9 for Peter Craddock in the 63, so he's your quickest race car on track in the purple Celica, and he'll be threatening for that third spot on Craig Jones very shortly. So Cunningham is probably going to run out of laps before he catches up to Brian Jackson in the 68H. It will be white flag this time around for the 68 car as he puts it into turn 1 and 2 for the last time in heat number 1, thanks to High Track, the production saloons, and tries to take a dive, does Cunningham. The gap did close right up. Look at there they are, the top 4 drivers Ryan Jackson from out of Huntley Speedway will pick up race number 1 win in the 68H. James Cunningham will bring it home in second in the 27R. Craig Jones, the 95R, brings it home in third. Peter Craddock in fourth. Vaughan Glid, hopefully I'm saying that right, my apologies if not.
Glidden.
Glidden. So we're missing an N on there.
Missing an N on the end.
Thank you very much. And DNFs for Justin Driver in the 13R and also the 25H of Mark Levin. So that's how they finish for heat number 1 of the High Track Production Saloons.
Right, back to the Hamilton Ashphalts North Island Superstock Championships qualifying night tonight. Red Group official results are in. And just confirming, first place, 26 points. So it is 26 points down. I know some tracks change the points. You know, if there's 19 cars, they go 19 down. Rotorua fairly standard is 26 points down, first place. So confirming, home in first place, Brodie James 87G, earning the 26 points. Second, 56V, Trent James. Third place, 777H, Elias Dykstra. Fourth place went to 10R, Alan McRobbie, and rounding out the top 5 was Mark Costello. We talked about the big moves in there. Trent James up 12. Grid 14 to second. Elias Dykstra up 12 from 15th. Grid 15 to third. One that we might have missed there, I don't know whether we shouted out to Bryce Steiner. Grid 8 up to 9th. So 9-spot move there for Bryce Steiner. Right, let's go pit side once again. And Bianca is with Dylan Marshall.
Yeah, I sure am. Dylan, welcome to the winner's circle. That's going to be good to take away your first win for this weekend.
Yeah, it's a perfect way to start a big championship, eh? So, yeah, pretty happy.
Coming off grid 2, you knew that was your must-win race as well, yeah?
Yeah, coming off grid 2, the only good result would have been, winning it. So, yeah, pretty happy to move forward and, on to the next.
Dylan, can you tell us where you're starting for the rest of the last 2 heats for tonight?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I think it's 12 for the next one, and then I'm not sure for the feature, but I'll better have a look at that.
We'll try and find that out for you, because that's obviously quite important that you know where you're starting from. But 12 and 16, they're telling us, 12 and 16, but they're really actually quite good grid positions.
Yeah, we have to make something work off the outside row and hopefully not get caught up in that first corner push. But hopefully, yeah.
We just spoke to your club mate Trent James. He said that the track is absolutely mint. Did you find that as well?
Yeah, it's pretty drivey. I think we had a bit of a wet track for the first couple of laps, but once it blew off, pretty drivey for the rest of it. So yeah, with the sun coming down, I think it should stay like that as well. So.
Fingers crossed, because it's awesome to see you guys racing and not having too many whoopsies or spin outs or anything like that. It makes for a really interesting night.
Yeah, I think with the smaller fields, only 19 in the field, it makes for a bit cleaner racing. So yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations again and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cool. Cheers. Up the waz.
Look, he is another one who has been on fire, reaping the V this season. Dylan Marshall. I think he made the finals at New Zealand Champs, made the finals at the World 240s, so he is right up there. Let's take a look at Green Group as they line up. You might have just seen coming along the outside row to take grid number 2 is Hamish Booker. He was third last year in the North Island Championships on his home track in Stratford. And again, one of those guys who's been right on the pace this year. So he'll start on the outside in the 82. Inside him is Dylan Marshall. There's row 2 with Paul Vasey on the inside. The 77 of Luke Alderdice outside. AJ Axton's in car 14. The 16 is Carlo Putaranui. There's the 3NZ Elias Dykstra. We talk about the V's. Peter Rees at 10G. Another former champion of this North Island title. So what a lineup we've got for Green Group. Again, it will be a 12-lap race, 3 qualifying heats for each of our groups tonight. We're underway. Cooper, an aggressive dive down to the inside, forcing Hunter out of the way, but then he ends up drifting wide himself and out to the concrete wall. So that didn't pan out for the 85 car out of Gisborne. Dylan Towler, though, is the race leader. Back demands a little half spin in the 29, and Carlo Putaranui in the 16 heads off onto the grass. So issues for Carlo, the local driver there. Out front, Dylan Towler, then Booker, then Alderdice, and AJ Axtons leads this next little bunch. 3 Rotorua cars running there together, but now the 3NZ gets in to ruin that trio. Dykstra, the 3NZ, moves up into 6th place now. Dylan Towler doing well out front in the 96 from that front row start. It's Peter Rees looks up the inside of the 24, Kyle Ashton, and makes up a spot. So we've heard the drivers talking about the drive out there, and yes, good pace being set here again in this one. A 16.8 from Zane Dykstra, first one down into the 16s in this opening heat for Green Group. Alderdice puts the bumper into Hamish Booker, sends him wide, a change for 2nd and 3rd. Scotty Gallup running wide, the 38B, loses a couple of spots to Hunter and Mooney. So here's the 3NZ now getting up behind AJ Axton's. Little tap, forces him wide, picks up the spot. Next on his radar will be Booker. So it is still Towler in the 96M, former youth Ministock racer out of Paradise Valley. Nowadays racing out of Bay Park. Had a season off, or a couple of seasons off. Back into it this year though, and has really got the 96M dialed in. So it's Bay Park cars running 1 and 2 from the current 3NZ. Zane Dykstra, running wide there, Peter Rees. Look to miss a spot, lost a spot. 73A Bryce Marks comes in with an aggressive bumper. That pushed Ashton wide. Some big bumper work going on back in mid-pack as Bryce Marks gets it a wee bit wrong there. So it's Hunter and Ashton who make up the spot. And back at him again, Bryce Marks with the bumper into turn 3. Caelan Mooney looked to gain a couple of spots in the 26. Couldn't quite get in and underneath. White flag next time around for the 96. Here comes Zane Dykstra. Looks up the inside of Alderdice. Battle on for 2nd as Towler gets the white flag. AJ Axton's up the inside of Hamish Booker as well. So some big moves in this last lap as people get desperate for points. A big cruncher out into the concrete wall as Paul Vasey gets tangled up out there with Tyler James. So as they do ease down on the gas, we'll take a look at the top 10 in Heat 1 for Green Group. Dylan Towler, 96M takes the win. Zane Dykstra should be in position 2. Apologies for the incorrect spelling on some of these names. That's the way it's entered on the computers in the admin building. Into the MyLap system, it's automatically transferred over to the live stream. Luke Alderdice in 3rd place, AJ Axton's in 4th, 14R. Then the 82S Hamish Booker rounded out the top 5. 10G Peter Rees, 26V Caelan Mooney, then 24R Kyle Ashton in 8th. Ken Hunter, 335R up into 9th, and Joseph Carter rounded out the top 10. Then it was Bryce Marks, Tyler James, Tom Cooper, Paul Vasey losing a few spots here on that last lap, Matt Demanza, Hayden Chapman, Scott Gallup, and Carlo Putaranui with the DNF. Moves wise there, Tony, how were we looking?
Caelan Mooney, surprisingly one of the biggest movers. You don't tend to not take notice of the ones outside the top sort of 5, but he finished up in 6th place, I think it was. 7th must be, with plus 11. Zane Dykstra, obviously very quick. You could see how much pace he was carrying out there. Plus 9 positions from grid 11. Ken Hunter plus 6. Peter Rees up 7 as well. So a few more moves in that one than the last race as well.
A lot of bumper work going on kind of mid-pack in that one. There was some pretty fierce little battles developing.
Yeah, it was a good race actually. That's what the Superstocks we want to see, the bumper work going in. And like you say, just all about those points to get through top 6.
as we look at this yellow group, and it is going to be the 42R of Dan Holland who sits on pole. The 1NZ, the unmistakable Asher Rees on the outside. Row number 2 is Ryan Marshall in 15V, and the 78V of Mark Johnston on the outside. 5M is Blake Dykstra. Near outside him in the 9 is your defending champion, Jamie Hamilton. Todd Hemingway been very quick in the 99 M car. He'll start on grid 7 with the 336 of Barry Hunter Jr. outside him. There's Scott Joblin, 52P. Chad Ace, 4K outside him. Onto the next row is 71B Jack Cunningham on grid 11. Right, here we go. It's yellow group.
So the TWS Paradise Valley Speedway pace ute leaves the track, and Dan Holland in the 42R machine, V6 unique sounding car there, takes off from grid number 1, but grid number 2 Asher Rees with some good drive around the outside of turn number 2, shoots to the race lead. We've got a tangle back further. It's the 72A, Cody McKee caught up with the 23R, and Caleb Ashton's driving that one this weekend. So problems for Mark Dunn early in the 93H. He's got a flat right front tyre, so that's going to be him retired to the infield, and he's going to have some work ahead of him if he wants to qualify. But out in front, Asher Rees in the 1NZ leads them into turn number 3 and 4 for the second time it is for this race. Is Jamie Hamilton. Unmistakable dark colour with the bright yellow on it, putting the bumper work into the back of Ron Ty there as he looks to make a pass through turn 1 and 2, but Ron Ty, some good drive on the way out. Damien Orr there, he's come from a little way back. He started on grid number 15. He's made up a few spots early on. But quickest car out on track, looking for the 52P of Joblin. This time Hamilton looks to make the pass up the inside of Brendan Ty in the 669W. Oh, P on it these days, I think, actually. I should make sure I get that right. It is a P for Brendan Ty. As Blake Dykstra makes the pass on Holland coming off turn number 4, so that'll be for 4th place. But Asher Rees is running away at the moment ahead of Todd Hemingway and Scott Joblin. As we lose Cody McKee to the infield now, the 72A. So not the start that he's looking for. He's got a flat left front at the moment. Hopefully he doesn't think that that's a flat right front. There's other issues there other than just a flat left front. So we take a look back. There's the 9G, your current champion in 6th place. Jamie Hamilton looks to make a pass on the 42R coming through turn number 3 and 4. He's going to get that done down the back straight here at TWS Paradise Valley Speedway and look to close up on Blake Dykstra, the 5M. And some good drive off that corner as well for the 9G as Holland makes a dive up the inside. A good battle that's further back, so that is for 5th place. Blake Dykstra just ahead of that pack there, he's sitting in 4th. Holland now dives deep into the side rail of Jamie Hamilton, can't make it stick though, as Chad Ace puts the pressure on the back of the 42 and just about collects the wheel gate of the 9G. Let's take a look now up into 2nd place. That's Scott Joblin in the 52. And a bit of a gap forming now. Asher Rees running 16 6s at the moment up front and looking for the perfect start. Joblin there, the 52P, throws it into turn 1 and 2 again. Running in 3rd spot, is Scott Joblin. Took off another lap, so it's going to be 10 this time around for Asher Rees as he comes onto the back straight of 12 laps of qualifying, looking really smooth out there. He's on the driving line. Asher Rees, the 1NZ, your 3-time New Zealand Superstock champion, and see the gap there back to 2nd place. He's running green lap times up against everyone, so ever so slightly pulling away. He's going to grab the white flag this time around for the last lap. Asher Rees in the 1NZ, perfect start from grid number 2 for him, making good points. Into 3 and 4 for the final time, having to contend with no back markers as well. Nice and cruisy through the final turn for your 1NZ. He'll pick up the checkered flag from the 99 of Todd Hemingway. 3rd place will go to the 52P of Scott Joblin, your defending champion. 9G of Jamie Hamilton brings it. Oh, we've got contact on the front straight here. Back straight, sorry it is. Dan Holland, get going on the grass. They've gone yellow. Hopefully he's already finished. So we take a look at the top 10 once again, confirming that Asher Rees picks up 1st place, Todd Hemingway in 2nd, Scott Joblin in 3rd, Jamie Hamilton 4th, Blake Dykstra in 5th, Chad Ace in 6th, Damien Orr home in 7th, Ryan Marshall the 15V in 8th, 23R of Caleb Ashton in 9th, and Dan Holland rounds out your top 10. Looking through the rest of the top 20 is Brendan Tighe from out of Palmerston North, Tim Ross, Jack Cunningham, Mark Johnston from out of Wanganui, Carl Salva, Rotorua driver, Barry Hunter Jr. manages to get across the line, and a couple of DNFs at the very bottom by the way of Cody McKee and Mark Dunn. Big movers there, Paul.
Caleb Ashton, the 23R, has come from grid 18 to 9th place, so he came up 9. Damien Orr, grid 15 up to 7th, so plus 8. And Scott Joblin from 9th up to 3rd, plus 6. So, and I suppose we're so used to at Paradise Valley having, because the fields are smaller, right? We've only got 18, 19 car fields tonight. We're used to having 24s, 25s, 26s. So, you know, sometimes you're used to going, well, that guy's come from grid 25 and is all of a sudden finished in 5th place. You know, so we're used to seeing these moves of plus 18 or plus 17. That's certainly not going to be the case here tonight. Well, it could be. You could come from the back row to a win, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, instead of looking at the 26s, 25s, 24 grid positions for the biggest movers, you're looking at 18s, 17s, etc. Yep. So take a look at the replays there. Some good pace out there. Asher Rees with the quickest lap time at the end of that one as well. So you're back to back to back champion. There's the late race. Oh, geez, almost up and over for Brendan Tighe.
It goes down, feels like someone got my tongue.
If motorsport is in your blood, then Speedway Garage Palmerston North and Wanganui is your home away from home. From Speedway trivia nights, car reveals and good dirt track banter, along with great food that has our famous steaks, roast of the day and classic pub meals, Speedway Garage is the place to be. We look forward to hosting you at one of our 2 locations, 528 Main Street Palmerston North or 45 Anzac Parade Wanganui. Don't forget to check out the Pits TV Garden Bar. See you at the finish line.
It's action for the whole family. With 23 tracks around New Zealand, there is no better way to spend your weekends than at a Speedway New Zealand track.
Here they come to the start-finish line again.
There's something for the whole family. Sprint cars, saloons, stock cars, sidecars, midgets, and much, much more. Pack up the family and make a trip to adrenaline-filled, action-packed bashes and crashes that only Speedway can deliver. Visit www.speedway.co.nz to find out the track nearest to you. Speedway, it's our summer thing.
So it is the Ministock's on track in a moment, but I think we're just going to head quickly down to the pits, and Bianca is with Bryce Steiner.
Yeah, I certainly am. It's actually really nice to come and speak to Bryce, to you, Bryce, because we don't normally catch up with you, but you being one of your home track heroes, we thought we'd better come and have a chat.
Yeah, I'm not sure about home track hero, but it is my home track. It was not a bad first race. We made a few places at the start and then lost a few, so we ended up, I think we went from 18 to 9, so we made some ground, so just got to keep making ground.
Bryce, last time we were here running this championship, which is a North Island title, you actually came in 3rd, I believe, but that was from a run-off with William Humphreys. Have you set your expectations for yourself high this weekend?
Oh, I'd love to get 2nd. Yeah, I will just give it a nudge, eh? Like, there's a lot of young fellas out here with some pretty good gear. We're just happy to be competing with them, really, and if we pop out at the front, well, that's a bonus, but it doesn't actually bother me these days. I'm just quite happy to be out there racing.
It's all good fun when you can say, look, I just want to come and race at my home track and mix it up with some of these great drivers that come from all around the country.
Yeah, for sure, and it's they're definitely they're keeping me young, trying to keep up with them, but it's cool. I really enjoy it, so yeah, until my young fellas can fit in this car, which will be next season, then it'll get a bit more competitive.
Hey Bryce, just one last question. You were talking briefly about these younger drivers. These younger drivers have come through the Ministock ranks where it's no contact, so their driving skill is actually really good. They can get around the track without causing too much carnage. Do you think that is a big, huge key to their success?
Oh, it makes a big difference. My 2 young sons, both, I put them through Ministocks and they really loved it, and they've both hopped in, or Joel has hopped in this car, and after 5 laps was going as quick as me. They're racing a stock car at the moment and they got that thing humming, so the Ministocks is definitely where it's at when I was a young fella.
I know, it's such a shame. It's like we've missed out on such a great opportunity, But I'll let you get yourself strapped in. I do love coming to speak to you. Thank you for your words.
Sweet, no worries.
Cheers.
Yeah, one of the biggest movers in his group in that opening heat, Bryce Steiner. And let's turn our attention back to what is happening on track. We've got a car parked up on the wall in turn 1 and 2, just as the race leaders are passing by there. So we are going red.
Red. Hold your position, please.
189,
Hold your
Jaden
position.
James is the race leader. It's the 471 up there, Jordan Wadsworth in the concrete. Has pulled off the wall. Let's think while this is getting sorted, we might head down to the pits, and another one of our heat winners tonight, Bianca, is with Dylan Towler.
Yeah, I certainly am. Dylan, we were just having a bit of a chuckle to ourselves, and we said, I said, there was no way we could miss this car tonight. It is so bright. It's the only thing I could see on the track.
Yeah, no, she sticks out a little bit than all the others. Everyone supposed to go for the little bit of the darker colours and that sort of thing, but yeah, this thing seems to stick out like dog's balls a little bit.
Hopefully it's not too much of a target for everyone else, so they can tell you exactly where you are on the track.
Yeah, I think it might have made myself a little bit of a target for the next couple with that first one, but we'll see what happens the next ones.
Yeah, and we do have to congratulate you too on that win. That was a really good win. I must say, your group was actually full of really good drivers, so it's awesome to see you come away with that win.
Yeah, no, it was real good. Obviously, I got out at front. There's a few issues with the car that we're going to change, but every lap I was looking in my mirror and everyone was always there. So I think our group's going to be on pace tonight. So we're going to have to push.
When you do look in your mirror and, like you say, everybody's there, do you feel the pressure? Do you feel the nerves, or is it just eyes forward and keep on going?
Always sitting on the dummy grid and waiting for the green flag to drop, you always get a little bit nervous. But as soon as you pop that clutch, it's all on, and you just got to do what you got to do, and just everything will happen, and yeah.
It all just happens automatically. Listen, our red light is about to go off. Congratulations on your win again, and we certainly won't miss you in the next race.
No, awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, he used to race these Ministocks that are on track now, and the unofficial New Zealand Ministock Championships is Ministocks in Paradise, which is held here in Rotorua, and he is a former winner of that event. Did he go back to back? I'm not sure whether it was him or not. I think he may have.
And very familiar livery as well, in that same sort of stock car.
Yes, it is. So 189, Jaden James is the race leader, but here comes Cooper. Looks up the inside, down into turn 3. Little bit of a touch there as they get through turn number 4. We're just over half distance. This is coming to the end of lap 5. Back in the pack. Side by side, 138.25 are together there. That is Zach Munro and Jonathan Patterson. Great to see some of the visitors here as part of the challenge tonight. Thanks to Steer Builders, our mini stock challenge. Race 2 for the youngsters in the field tonight. So still Ben Cooper, 14 is your race leader. Ahead of the 189, Jaden James, 335 Carson Rolfe, and George Crawford is now battling up these, moved his way up into 3rd as the white flag drops. Heat 1 winner, Jimmy Crawford, he's way down in 15th place in this one. But here comes your race winner, Ben Cooper. I think he got runner-up in the first heat. This time he takes line honours. And the win. Best time for him, a 19.27. Only one car into the 18s that time, George Crawford at 9.71. So, see if we, I guess it is a challenge, so we are probably keeping points. We'll have a look for those in a minute. The top 10 though. 15R, Ben Cooper home in 1st. Jaden James in 2nd. George Crawford home in 3rd place. 335R, Carson Rolfe in 4th. 5th place, 98R, Reeve Transom. Flynn Ashton was 6th at 23R. Zach Munro, the 138 in 7th. Sophie Orr Franklin in 8th place in 81. 9th was 25R, Jonathan Patterson. And in 10th place, Ryan Miller Frost rounding out the top 10.
how they'll line up on the front row.
You do kind of look at and where a lot of the heats have started tonight. The pulse that it has kind of been right out there where that wet line is. Mark Costello, big mover in the opening heat, along with the 58V of Trent James.
777 as well. Dykstra showing some good pace in that Rees race car as well. Ryan Hunt, the 29M, 88H there of Whitaker from out of Huntley. There's Bryce Steiner, a local hopeful in the race 1 winner, the 87G. Captain McRobbie, the 10R, local Rotorua driver, and Jerry Linklater, very decorated stock car driver. Good to see Ron Tye out there with a different paint scheme. It's been a while since you changed that. Dale Stewart back there as well, the 94R the back row with Adam Joblin and the 62. So I look for Dale Stewart to make some good moves here.
So Gary Hunt, I was just looking, they were moving Gary Hunter back. I think he might be going to the pit gate actually for a 3-minute bell. Has he got a flat left front maybe?
So they're waving a tractor over as well, is it? No.
So maybe there we go. No, we've got the other opposite camera angle, and that definitely doesn't look flat. The angle that we're looking at from up here, it does look as though it's dipping on the left front. So he was all gridded up, ready to go, and then there's obviously motion that he would like to move out. So when the officials give the go, he will have 3 minutes to get himself sorted. The crew jump over and get a little bit of instructions from Hunter.
I wonder if that was a fuel cap. Maybe it sort of looked like he reached in the back. Was it either that or an oil cap maybe for the dry sump tank? I'm not sure where the dry sump tank is on the 93 machine, but it kind of looked like maybe that was Robin Green down on the pit lane there. Was signalling something, ran over there, jumped, looked quickly in the back window. Say highly suspectful towards a fuel cap maybe. Gary, there's dry sump tanks there. We can see it from up here, Paul, right at the front by the radiator, so it's not dry sump. So it must be, you can see the fuel tank in the back there. So potentially could have been fuel cap. He'll slot into grid number 13 there, or Gary Hunter.
So I mentioned earlier, his car's for sale. But he finished in 3rd place 25 years ago when the North Island Championships were held here in Rotorua in 1999. That podium that night, Rodney Wood was 1st, Calvin Gray was 2nd, Gary Hunter was 3rd.
So a vacant grid in there behind Gary as well. So we're missing the 23A of Jordan Baldwin. We can see him retire to the infield. Earlier in the race we see the revs come up. And away they go racing. It is the 422B of Dylan Ashton from the front row. Gavin Tunifar looking for the drive, but Mark Costello's barged his way through. And half spin goes. We've got hard into the concrete. Trent James. He's been straightened up by Steiner in the 118. So all sorts happening in the first corner here. And a big wash wide as well. But Mark Costello, the 198R, has gone to a big lead early on, getting chased down by the 10R of Alan McRobbie. Gary Hunter, massive moves for him from grid 13 all the way up into 3rd place. So 10 spots in the first lap for the 93R. And we see the 777 as well come out of turn 4. He's got a flat left front already, so it's going to be a handful, that Rees race car. But generally the left front's not too much of a hindrance on a Superstock. We'll slow him down ever so slightly. And further back, take a look at Steiner. He'll make a pass on Ron Tye as well, puts the bumper into him as they come through 3 and 4. He'll get that done on the way out. So the quickest car out of track is your race leader, the 198 of Mark Costello. He's running 18.4s at the moment. And Gary Hunter now putting pressure on Alan McRobbie in the 10R. As Mark Costello quickly makes the 49 of Regan McKenzie a back marker. And looking good out front is the 198R of Costello. He's come from grid number 3, so he's made the couple of spots that he needed to, and can't do much better than that as the remainder of the race comes through. He's going to tick off 5 laps this time by in the 198 of this 12 lapper. There's your 2nd place car there, the 10R of McRobbie, and Hunter still trying to put pressure on the back of it, although there's a few car lengths there. And Dykstra still holding on well with that flat left front in the 777H car. Well, it should have an M on it, would I say. So into turn 1 and 2, there's Dale Stewart. up into 5th place now, and he's the quickest car on track with a 16.5. So he's come from the very back row, the 94R, very quick here at TWS Paradise Valley Speedway. So from 18th up into 5th at the moment. That's a good 13 place move, and he's putting pressure all over the back of that 777 as well as they go into turn 3 and 4 for the 8th time of this 12-lap race, and looking good down on the pole line. Can he get the drive off turn number 4 to make the pass happen down the back straight? Dale Stewart, the 94, into turn 1 and 2. He's going to go underneath Dykstra in the 777. So another place for the 94R, and he is quick out there. Dale Stewart done plenty of laps around here at TWS Paradise Valley Speedway. He's going to close the gap now onto the 93R. So Mark Costello has still checked out in the 198 now. We look at Stewart. This is for 3rd place this pass. He keeps it nice and tight on the pole line and makes it look relatively easy under his clubmate Gary Hunter this time around. Next on the list, if he's not going to run out of laps, is going to be the 10R of Alan McRobbie. Meanwhile, out in front, it's Mark Costello. He makes his way into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Sorry, no, it's going to be white flag this time around. So it will be the final time this time for Costello as he goes into turn 1 and 2. Dale Stewart now putting pressure on the back of McRobbie. In the final lap, can he make one more pass? As the 94 gives him a little bunt. And big contacts of smoke coming off the 422. We've got Liam Marsh stranded on the outside of turn 4 there. Not sure what happened with that one.
That was a big hit. I actually think he might have been put away by Dylan.
Dylan Ashton. The 422, geez. So the checkered flag has dropped. Meanwhile, Mark Costello will be your race winner in the 198R. And Dale Stewart, massive moves for the 94R from grid 18 up into 2nd place. Alan McRobbie in the 10R in 3rd. Elias Dykstra 777H will come home in 4th. Adam Joblin, actually, he would be big moves as well in the 62P. Gary Hunter 93R as well, come from a long way back. Your race 1 winner 87G of Brodie James comes home in 7th. Bryce Steiner the 118 in 8th. 29M Ryan Hunter in 9th, and Jerry Linklater round out your top 10. Trent James there, the 56V, coming home in 11th. Ethan Whitaker, Gav Tunifar, Rod Ty, Dylan Ashton, Regan McKenzie round out the rest of the race, and I think it'll be a DNF for Liam Marsh as the crash crew get to him. But Mark Costello picks up the checkered flag. You'll head on the way around if you're out the circuit. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for your local Rotorua driver.
Big moves in that one. You obviously Dale Stewart 18th up to 2nd, so plus 16. Alan McRobbie plus 7, 11th up to 3rd. Adam Joblin has gone plus 12 from 17th to 5th, and Gary Hunter that 13th. He moved up 7th. Points though, yes, a bit of crunch going on there. So there's Marsh and Ashton actually having a tangle there, but it certainly looked intentional when he put Marsh into the concrete wall.
Shows the other side of me. All these ones.
See Zach Glennie out there after the did not start in the first heat.
Not what you want, is it?
You're looking for a couple of good finishes in the 47B.
Well, let's, we did talk about it at the start of the night with these smaller fields and taking top 6. 2 really good finishes along with the DNF could almost get you there. Or certainly maybe still a good spot at the Repecharge tomorrow night. So it's at top 6 from 4 groups because that's 24. Tomorrow night, reminder, racing starts earlier. 5:30 start for the Repecharge. And we take the top 2 from the Repecharge through to the finals. So there's your lineup. There's the 193 of Daniel Hunter inside former North Island champ Simon Joblin, 72. In fact, Simon Joblin was the last North Island champion to win at his home track. Which was 2018 when it was held in Palmy. So a local hasn't won it since then. An empty grid behind Zach Glennie, so grid 17. Brad McGee should actually be up there. He is there. Oh well, we're underway. Blue group. And Rees leads them into the turn. We've got one around and a couple into the concrete. There's it's Penn, Ashton and Joblin. And around and almost up, and is he going to go over? Seth McConchie. That is as close as you would. He was probably throwing all his weight to one side. At the front though, and lights have gone red. Zach Glennie goes around.
Drivers, hold your positions, please.
This will be interesting to see if Zach Glennie got spun. I think he might have got spun after the red. No, pre-red. Okay.
I don't think I've seen anything closer to a roll. These cars are all offset to the left-hand side as well, so all that weight is on the left-hand side of the car. As Seth McConchie went up, I don't know how that thing stayed on two wheels.
The weight being on the left probably helped because it was the low centre of gravity, whereas if the extra weight was up on the right, there would have been that extra weight at the top, up high. So a fourth place in the opening heat, and he looked real quick too, didn't he, in the opening heat, so unfortunate for him.
And so that's on the entrance to turn 4 already. Yeah. So he's lost the whole straight.
Yeah.
And facing backwards.
Yeah. So not a good night at the office for Zach Glennie. It did not start in the opening heat.
Lights are going out, drivers.
And now that there. Right, here we go. 127 is your race leader. Ethan Rees. Keegan Bunce missed the start a little bit in the 48B car. Nicholson maybe. And second place from Matt Buckley. Matt Nielsen tries to force his way up the inside of Dan Hunter. Makes the pass all round, goes Bunce. The 2NZ battling there with both the two Todd and Pollock cars. Sorry, it's not Todd and Pollock anymore, is it? Hasn't been for years. The two Pollock cars. So Ethan Rees, the 127 is checked out. Logan Nicholson may be doing a good job in the number 5. Sitting in second place as Hunter gets bunted wide by Hayden Hart, and Hunter comes back at him. Says, "You're going to bunt me out of the way? I'll give you payback, bro." And then sends him wide, but they're both going to lose spots here to Penn. And they both crunch her into the concrete. Hayden Hart, he ends up really suffering, still sitting down there in the wall. So that was definite instant payback from... and Buckley gets it crossed up in front of Eulenberg. And the 2NZ's good run might come to an end here. No, he's got it refired. But he's lost a lot of spots there, Blair Eulenberg. So 127 still your race leader. Battle for second place is Dylan Marshall. Makes his... and there's the payback. Hayden Hart back at Hunter. And you got Ashby struggling as well in the 38H car. So Dylan Marshall, race winner in Heat 1. He's up into second place. So he'll be sitting pretty on points, no doubt about that. 3 to go. Second heat for Blue Group and qualifying for the Hamilton Ashphalts. North Island Superstock champs, 38M. Onto the infield, Ross Ashby. White flag falls, 1 to go for Rees. There's the 16 of Kyle Beaton heads onto the infield as well, so he's going to have a DNF. A few DNFs in this one, building up. Checkered flag falls. Tight battle for the finish between Remnant, Eulenberg and Joblin. 3 wide to the finish line between those three. So Ethan Rees takes the win in 127G, 57V. Dylan Marshall backs up a win with the second place. Logan Nicholson maybe 5H, great drive for third. Regan Penn, Grand Prix champion in fourth place. Matt Nielsen, runner-up last year in fifth place. Kerry Remnant in sixth. Simon Joblin in seventh. The 2NZ Blair Eulenberg in eighth. Brad McGee, 96W in ninth. And Brendan Ashton wraps up the top 10. Big moves in that one, Tony?
Yeah, so the empty grid, Zach Glennie snuck a grid early on. Brad Coxhead, 41Rs, we were missing from that one there.
Okay.
So Kerry Remnant's come from the very back up, plus 13, plus 10 for both Dylan Marshall and Blair Eulenberg, so they're both banking good points on their way to qualifying. And Brad McGee from grid 17 up into plus 8 positions up into 9th. So all the big movers coming from the rear of the field. And there he is, your race winner, the 127G, Ethan Rees.
It's gonna be too much for us.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz. The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
And meanwhile, we'll cross down to Bianca, who's got live down there, Peter Rees.
Yeah, I love coming to speak to you, Peter, because you're so cool, calm and collected given any situation. Well, you're just about to strap yourself in for your second heat. It's been pretty tame racing up until now.
Oh, I think everyone's bloody a bit tired, actually. It's a hard trip up here. But, we've only had one heat. Well, I've had one heat. The second heat's out there now, so we'll see what happens. The track's real awesome, but greasy, and Stan's real smart like that, so keep it greasy for the qualifying. It'll save it for tomorrow night. So, there's 19 cars, so you never know what will happen. Heat 3.
How did you find your first heat? We've got a really good mix of, I don't want to use the word inexperienced, but inexperienced and very, very seasoned drivers. Do you find it quite difficult to get past those drivers that haven't maybe had a lot of experience with you drivers who have been doing this for a bit longer?
Well, there's inexperience, there's youth and there's age, and I'm the older one. Like the first few laps it's greasy and there was some cars a bit out of control, or it might have been me. But 10 laps or 12 laps?
12 laps, Pete.
It seems quite long, so the track comes right, changes, you settle into your groove, and we're top 6, so we got to get there.
You're always there or thereabouts, Pete. Listen, we'll let you strap yourself in, put your helmet on and compose yourself. Good luck for the rest of the evening.
Oh, good, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
One of the masters of the clay, the 10G, Peter Rees, and he's certainly very decorated. So the Drift Karts production saloons out on track, just the 6 or 5 of them. So just 5 production saloons remaining. We've lost the 13R. And, the 25H was on the infield there.
Oh, already.
So Mark Levin, visiting driver from Huntly. So it's going to leave 3 Rotorua cars and 2 Huntly cars left on track. It's going to be James Cunningham, who was showing some good pace, closing up that gap in the first heat in the 27. And we go back to Craig Jones, the 95R 6H. Vaughan Glidden. And then the 68H at the back there, Brian Jackson.
Okay, we're lights out, drivers. We're lights out.
So if
Make
you are
sure
at
we
home,
wait
you
for
get
the green.
the pleasure of listening to the referees as well. We've got the race radio feed going through to the pits live stream, so we can hear the lights are out. We're ready to go racing for heat number 2 of the production saloons. And Cunningham will be hard to catch from the front row. And away they go, lights are green into the racing. And the 6H in the Mazda there, Vaughan Glidden, running the high line. He's going to shoot out to the front in turn number 1, almost washes wide and collects the concrete there, but good drive. Craig Jones now in chase in the 95R. Normally shows some really good pace around TWS Paradise Valley Speedway. Does Craig Jones, one of the local business owners here as well, Stitch and Print Rotorua, and he supplies a lot of the workwear and merchandise as well as the team wear. So if you do need some of that, one of the good supporters of the Rotorua Speedway, Craig Jones there, looking to get past by Cunningham as I say that as well. So Cunningham up into second. He was threatening for the race win in heat number 1, and a bit of a push wide there for Vaughan Glidden in the 6H.
Yeah. So as the production saloons are running, we might just keep our focus on the Superstocks, and I think we're going to head down to the pits and we're going to have a catch up with Jack Cunningham. Right, Bianca, I don't think she could hear the instructions. I think she might be ready in a moment. So Glidden still the race leader out here with the production saloons in the second heat of theirs, thanks to drift carts. Okay, I think we're going to head down to the pits, and once again, let's give it another go. Bianca's with Jack Cunningham.
Yeah, I do apologise. I've got one. Oh, Jason, I've got one earpiece that isn't actually working, and that was the one that I had in. I'm actually down here with Jack Cunningham. Jack, you're quite a new driver to the Superstock, and I thought we'd come and introduce you to everyone who's watching. So tell us about your story so far.
Started off pretty average, blew the motor in like my 4th meeting, and then from there we've kind of really just gone up. Got a win the other weekend, and that was a good feeling. Good to reward my sponsors and my crew. So, yeah, we just keep moving up.
So you've only literally jumped in this car in maybe September, October, and you're fresh from the Ministock, but you had a little bit of an in-between with a stock car, is that correct?
Yeah, I had to go in my mate Ben Downey Boyd's stock car at Rotorua, and that was fun, and I was like, yeah, I'm keen now, and then, yeah, Pop called me and said we got a Superstock in the shed, so straight into it.
You definitely can't say no when these opportunities arise, but tell us, how much more learning do you think you have in the Superstock?
Oh, you learn every meeting, eh? It's all about the seat time, and you know, you learn everything new in every race. You're learning all the time.
What's it like to be out here driving with such great field of drivers?
No, it's cool racing with the guys, you know, you've idolised growing up, and then you finally race with them, and it's a real cool feeling, yeah.
I can imagine, and I can also imagine that the boys down at the Hawke's Bay track are looking after you and giving you heaps of tips and tricks, yeah?
Yeah. No, they welcome me in with open arms, and it's good to be back at my Poppy's home track, so that was the main reason behind it, and yeah, they just give us heaps of support, so right into it, yeah.
Nice talking to you, and hope you enjoyed your introduction to Pits Media. Good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, that is Jack Cunningham, the 71B Superstock. He did his Ministock racing here in Rotorua. So the production saloons out there on the track, they are part of our support classes tonight. The Drift Carts sponsored event tonight. Peter Craddock, the 63R, taking the win ahead of Vaughan Glidden, the early race leader. Craig Jones, 95R, ahead of 27R James Cunningham, and Brian Jackson rounds out the 5 Mark Levin, parked up on the infield for that one. So heat 2 for the production saloons, and Peter Craddock, one of the long-time production saloon races here at Paradise Valley, with the best time there and fastest lap of the race and 18.942. And it's going to be the 247 of Hayden Chapman who will start this second heat on pole position. Zane Dykstra. Second place in the opening heat. He will start on grid 2 after finishing there from grid 11. So showing plenty of pace, the 3NZ. So look for him to aim for a win in this one. As the Paradise Valley Pace Ute reverses back in front of the field. Heat 1 winner Dylan Towler, just coming in the back of the outside row. He'll start on grid 10 for this one. Scott Gallup will be the final car to pull onto the track. There's the 335 of Ken Hunter. He's starting on grid number 6. Inside him, the 89 of Tyler James. So let's take a look at how they line up. Peter Rees out there on grid 4. Hunter in behind him. Tom Cooper, 85. And Matt Demanza in the 29 on grid 7 and 8. Here we go. Officials are happy at the back of the field. Paradise Valley Pace Ute set to pull off 12 laps. Heat 2 for Green Group. Here we go. And it's Dykstra who gets the jump off the outside row. Rees will follow him. Oh, a little bit tangle up down there. Who's that caught up? So one of the J Swap cars, and maybe one of the Tyler James possibly. Out front though, it is Dykstra from Peter Rees, Hayden Chapman, Ken Hunter, your top 4. Matt Demanza, a bit of a bounce off the wall as Dylan Towler, Heat 1 winner. Looks to advance through the field. He's going to be up into the top half dozen after the opening couple of laps. Three cars tangled off turn number 2. Gallup, Demanza and Ashton. So it's still Dykstra who leads from Peter Rees. Hard and fast down into turn number 3 and 4. So the front two have kind of pulled away a wee bit. Could be a little battle here. Set to merge between Hayden Chapman, 247, the 335 of Ken Hunter and 85, Tom Cooper. Matt Demanza is that car that spun up down in turn number 3 and 4. So here's Hunter having a look up the inside of Chapman. Not close enough. Demanza's out of the firing line in 29B. Oh, the two Rotorua cars almost have it coming together there. Chapman and Hunter. Who's that off onto the infield? Is that Carlo Putaranui? With a lot of steam from the 16R car. Change there for third as Hunter gets ahead of Chapman. Tom Cooper still chasing, having a much better run this time around. Tom Cooper in the 85G. Oh, Heat 1 winner Dylan Towler, he's just going to spin himself up. He was running at 6th. That's going to be a big drop. He's dropped to almost last in the field now, Dylan Towler. Was running 6th, he's down in 16th. That's 10 points. Oh, and Hayden Chapman gets caught out too. Running in 4th place. And now he's going to drop all the way to the back. Gets it fired up. It's a couple of close calls there. White flag this time around for our race leader. Here comes the 3NZ of Zane Dykstra. Flat right rear for the 18 of Joseph Carter, so he has to retire. So there we go, race 11 of the night here at TWS Paradise Valley Speedway,
Okay,
Heat
drivers,
2
just while you're coming around,
for
cars
Green
to the
Group.
Scales are 335R,
So first place 3NZ Zane Dykstra, followed by 10G Peter Rees and 335R Ken Hunter. 85G Tom Cooper in fourth, then Caelan Mooney and 26V home in fifth. 14R AJ Axtons in sixth, then 351 Paul Vasey, 77M Luke Alderdice, 82S Hamish Booker, and 73A Bryce Marks round out the top 10 in that one. Not really many kind of big moves there, Tony?
Nah, the really only noticeable one was AJ Axtons from 14 up into 8th, but how quick is Zane Dykstra looking? Super quick in the 3NZ, and there he is with a checkered flag.
I'll just jump in here, Tony.
Yeah.
It has been confirmed. There were two drivers, so this is what we were just alluding to. So what generally happens at the end of each race, if you finish first, second or third, you're instructed by the referees in your headset to drive across the scales. In Red Group Heat 2, both Alan McRobbie and Dale Stewart did not drive across the scales for a weight check. So they have been disqualified and excluded from race 2. So that kind of changes things quite a lot in Red Group. So we'll look at that after this one.
So we take a look at Damien Orr there, the 81R local hopeful. Starting off grid number 6, the outside row. Inside him, the 144G of Tim Ross. Mark Dunn, good to see him back out there. He didn't have a good finish with that flat right front, had to retire early. And the 93H, Carl Sowell inside of him in the 911R. The revs come up and away. There's Jack Cunningham, the 71B. We just had an interview with him a little bit earlier, big from Damien Orr, and the whole field actually pushing that. We're going to be 3 wide, 4 wide in some places down onto the front straight. And Tim Ross trying to stick it down low. He's going to drift nice and wide there. And Jack Cunningham, unfortunately for him in that pink car, he's gone from the front row all the way to the back in the opening lap. But Chad Ace, the 4K, leads Damien Orr in the 81R after the first lap into turn 3 and 4 for the first time. Awesome fighting for position still. Todd Hemingway up at the side of Mark Dunn there at the moment as they go through 3 and 4. Side rail to side rail, 3 wide again down the back straight here as Carl Sowell throws it ahead of them both. And Jamie Hamilton pushing hard on the back of the 99M as well of Hemingway, who shows some good pace here throughout the season, always at Rotorua Speedway. So the quickest car on track at the moment on a very greasy track, still 17.8s with Chad Ace out in front. And there's Asher Rees a little bit further back. He's running in 6th place at the moment, the 1NZG. So he's made up 5 spots early. And ticking off the laps as he qualifies. Jamie Hamilton's dropped down into 13th spot in the 9G at the moment. So started on grid 15. He will have plenty of chances to make up some spots as we go through. It's going to be 5 laps this time around for Chad Ace as he leads Damien Orr back onto the back straight to tick off one more lap here. And a little bit further back there, the 144G of Tim Ross. And then we go to the 669P of Brendan Ty as well. Damien Orr now the quickest in 2nd place, trying to close that gap up on the Kihiki driver of Chad Ace. Sparks flying from the side rails as they wash wide onto the back straight there. A little bit of a wall climb. It was from the 42R of Dan Holland. So Chad Ace drifting wide. It looks like they're choosing to take the high drive line here at the moment with moisture down low, so it's nice and greasy around the pole line at the moment. As we heard earlier, Dylan Marshall speaking about how the moisture with the sun going down is going to stick with the track. That's certainly what's happening. So Ace still the race leader in the 4K from grid number 1. He'll be stoked with that as it goes through. Damien Orr, just take a look at where he's come from, grid 6 as well. He was the big push into the first corner, trying to get out of that first corner push. And they've certainly pulled a fair few car lengths back to the 144G of Tim Ross, who's tracking pretty good there from grid number 5 in 3rd place. And see Brendan Ty get a little bit out of shape in the background as they came onto the back straight. He's going to flip himself around. He's stalled himself on the pole line across the back straight. You can see there, big flame of the afterburn of the E85, but he's got it going again. And he'll come up in front of the race leader, so almost falls a whole lap down, does the 669 of Ty. So Damien Orr now, he's closed up that gap. It's just a couple of car lengths as they go through. It's going to be white flag this time around for these two drivers, and Damien Orr threatening for the race lead here into the final lap. So it is white flag out, 1 to go for the 4K of Chad Ace, and he gets a little bit of a push on as he goes through turn number 2 as well. So Damien Orr a little bit far back. Can he make the lunge? He probably doesn't need to at this stage actually of qualifying, so he just sits back nicely. He'll be happy with 2nd place as they come off turn number 4. It'll be Chad Ace in the 4K for the race win from grid number 1, doing exactly what he needs to do from that grid position, not lose any spots. And Damien Orr, the 81R, brings it home in 2nd. The 144G, Tim Ross in 3rd spot. And we go back to the 1NZ of Basheries, picks up a couple of late ones into 4th. Todd Hemingway
Okay,
into
drivers, just while you
5th
warm
place.
down,
And
we've got 3 cars
yeah,
to the
Paul's
scale,
just
please.
spotted
They
a
are
potential DNF
4K,
for the 9G
81R,
of Jamie Hamilton. So taking a look through the rest of the top 10 there, Dan Holland in 6th, Mark Dunn 7th, Scott Joblin 8th, Mark Johnston in 9th, and Carl Southall round out your top 10. And looking at the lap scoring, yeah, it most definitely is. We've got Jamie Hamilton all the way down. 4 laps down. It must have been a fair few. He lost him.
Yeah, I didn't see him disappear that early. But there was plenty of other stuff going on, wasn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good battle.
And have a catch up with the 3NZ St Dykstra.
Yeah, we sure are, Zane. Watching you in fine form is pretty awesome. You've come home tonight with a 2nd and a 1st. You are not here to play around.
No, we didn't come here to, fluff around. So, no, hopefully we have a clean one in the next one, and see how we go.
Tell us how the track is looking tonight, because you just picked your line of drive, or your driving line, I suppose we could say, absolutely perfectly, and you just got away, nobody could catch you.
Yeah, I was a little bit slick down low, so the first 5-6 laps I just stayed up a little bit higher, just off that black line, and got a bit of a gap. And then once everyone else kind of cleaned it up a little bit, go down low and use that.
Hey, tell us, Zane, it seems like quite a quieter meeting tonight in terms of smaller groups and less drivers here. How are you finding that? You finding you can relax a little bit more with your driving?
I wouldn't say there's still bloody good cars here. Definitely there's some good calibre of cars, and you can't knock them. So but as for like when you drive out the pit gate onto the track, you look at the spectators. There's not many here, so hopefully there's plenty watching at home.
Yeah. Traditionally, too, Zane, Friday is probably the quieter of the 2 nights. We'll probably expect a bigger crowd tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because it's a really good meeting to have and a great spectacle to watch all of you guys in fine form.
Yeah, it is, and it's some bloody good racing.
Well, I, for one, am enjoying the racing. I don't know about people at home who always say flag chasing, but hey, I love a good race.
Yeah, no, it is. And it costs a lot cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, good luck for the rest of the evening. Always nice talking to you, Mr. 3NZ.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes, one of the nice guys in the sport, and really starting to make an impact. And mentioning the crowd here, we've kind of talked about that off mic as well. Numbers not quite what you'd expect at a North Island Championship. It is cold, it is late in the season, it is the third big meeting here of the year, maybe tomorrow night, but we know when you combine who's here and everybody watching through the stream, a lot of people watching through the Pits Media tonight, so kia ora to all of you who are watching around Aotearoa tonight. The Ministock's on track, and it is Reeve Transom who is leading in the 98 with a great big lead at the moment over Declan Orr. Jaden James, though, just moves up into second place. The quick car tonight has been the 971 of George Crawford, yet to pick up a win. He's had a couple of third placings. Ben Cooper has also been the one to watch in the 15, but he's down in 13th place at the moment. Just to let you know, we've also been told there is going to be a slight pause in the program following this Ministock race, just to sort out a few of those issues that are ongoing with the referees and a few protests and counter-protests, etc., that are going on. That way everybody knows where they're at heading into the third and final heats in the North Island Championship. So 3 laps to go for Reeve Transom in the 98, and he's got a big lead over Jaden James, still there in second place. A few little battles raging down here. There's the 15 of Ben Cooper. He's in 9th place. He's had a second and a first tonight. Just battling there with Sophie Orr Franklin, the 81. George Crawford with the fastest lap of the race. So the two Crawfords now running 3rd and 4th. So Jimmy Crawford in 3rd place. He was the winner of the opening heat tonight. White flag is out, 1 to go. And Reeve Transom should do it easily in this Ministock Challenge heat number 3. Oh, and a big push up the inside for Jimmy Crawford to make the pass on Jaden James. Oh, and you wouldn't believe it. As it stands at the moment, we have a runoff. We have a tie for first place in the Steer Builders Ministock's Challenge. Reeve Transom takes the win. Jimmy Crawford home in 2nd, Jaden James in 3rd, George Crawford 4th, Riley McEwen rounds out the top 5. Then Zach Munro, Ben Cooper, Carson Rolfe, Sophie Orr Franklin and Byron Brown Dixon. So it was the Ministock Challenge tonight. And as it stands after 3 heats, still unofficial, but we've got George Crawford, who hasn't won a race tonight, but he's had 3 top 3 placings. He's on 71 points. Ben Cooper, who finished that one in 7th, but he's had a first and a second along with the 7th. He's also on 71 points. And Jimmy Crawford, who won Heat 1, is on 66 points. So potentially a runoff for the Ministocks. We will wait for that to be made official, but thanks to Steer Builders.
Get wholesale tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Hey guys, so I'm down here pitside with Jamie Hamilton. Jamie, you've got a few panicked people watching on the stream and here at the arena, but can you tell us what's happened to the car?
Nothing major. I panicked myself. Obviously, this is Wayne's engine, and I'd seen a warning light come on a couple of times, so I panicked and pulled off, but I actually probably could have kept going, but is what it is.
Listen, we don't want you blowing up 2 engines in one season, eh? But Jamie, I'm really, really glad to hear that the engine is okay, but that kind of does put you out of contention, I guess, for your defending your title.
Yeah, it does, unfortunately. I guess we could come back through in the repercharge, but yeah, probably not.
Really, really unfortunate, but thank goodness you did pull over. Like I say, you never know what's going to happen. I'm having a bit of a laugh here because we've got Mason, but we've also got Dion, who's come up to supervise everything. He's actually one of Wayne's pit crew members, and of course Wayne wasn't letting just anybody pit crew on this engine, right?
He must not have trusted me with it, eh?
I don't think there was a great level of trust there, to be fair, Jamie. But hey, I'm glad that the car's okay. You need your mud scraper. I don't know where old Mini Mudge is, but that looks terrible. We need to get him up here, eh?
Yeah, definitely. You're missing him.
I'll let him know. He's probably watching. We'll see if we can actually catch a couple people down the way. But good luck for your repercharge tomorrow, Jamie. Listen, we've got Cody Mack over here. Jason, can you just confirm that I can keep interviewing here? Because I've got a few drivers. Cool, okay. I'm going to, put my microphone under Cody Mack, who's looking at me like, oh, no, not her. Cody, you're not in your driver's suit. Tell us what's happened.
Oh, not a good night, to be fair. Yeah, we got some engine dramas. It's just flat. Don't know what it is. Hopefully we can get it fixed and good to go for teams. So
we're kind of getting to the end of the season now, and let's be fair, everybody's tired, everyone's kind of coming to the end, but I do hear time and time again that end of year teams racing means a lot to you drivers.
Oh, 100%. You look at where Auckland is now as a team, the Superstock team we've been building and where we are now. I'd be absolutely gutted not to be there in April. But yeah, this is my 8th meeting, so I haven't had too much of a season, but it's all part of the fun, eh?
We can't be good all of the time, right, Cody?
Nah, someone else has got to have a turn, eh?
Yeah, I don't know who. We might go and speak to your neighbour next door, but always nice to see you. Thanks for making the trip down. Good luck for teams in a month or so.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Cheers, Cody. Listen, we'll keep going down the line. That, of course, was Cody Mack. He is in the Auckland team. Really, really nice boy. I call him a boy, but he's a grown man in his own right, but very, very nice lad. Kayla, I've actually come to see Brendan, but she's done a runner. Here's Brendan down here. Here he comes. He didn't even see me coming, so he hasn't got a chance to run away. Brendan Tyre. Yeah. See, he did see me. He's actually fixing the car, but can I put the microphone in here and you can tell me what's wrong with the car? No? Hang on. I'll come around the other side. We've got a lot of noise down here. We might actually be able to speak to Brenda. Brenda, this is Brendan's mum, of course. He can't talk to me right now, Brenda. He said he's fixing the car, but what's wrong with it? Don't know. Look, here's a mud scraper. You need to go and see Jamie Hamilton. We can't even see the number down there. Brenda, I know you're a bit sick. You're feeling a bit better now that you've had a bit of racing tonight.
Pardon?
I said, I know you're feeling a bit sick and you've come a long way to support Brendan. Yeah, she might have COVID. We're going to go because we don't want COVID. Good luck. Keep scraping the mud. Let's see who else we can find. We've actually got Ronald Ty's car here, but no Ronald Ty. I don't know where he's going to be. He'll be causing trouble somewhere around the pits, no doubt. But we'll see if we can jump down into the Joblin camp. Who have we got down here? I can see Adam. He's about to jump into his car, so we won't chat with him. I just seen Simon. Here's Scott. Let's have a quick word with Scott Joblin, eh? Love coming down here when all 3 of these cars are here. Scott, big surprise. I'm here to give you an interview. He just gave me a big frown, but welcome to Rotorua. We love this track. We love speaking to you here. How's your night going?
So far, so good. We've sort of kept out of trouble. We're near the top 3 or 4 probably going into the last one, so we just need one more good race.
Do you know where you're starting off in your last race, Scott?
Yeah, grid 2.
Oh, no pressure, eh? You're pretty good off grid 2, I believe.
Oh, used to be, maybe not as good anymore. But we've changed a little bit, so hopefully the car's a little bit better in the last one.
Yeah, I did see a couple of turnarounds. I think it was by Simon, maybe. I can't keep up with the cars when they're on the track with you three. But how are you finding it? How's the night? Any changes? Any dramas? Anything like that?
Oh, well, not for me yet. So we've still got one more to get through. But the track's that's hanging in there. So we're just trying to adjust the car to the conditions and go a little bit better each time.
And tell us, I always talk about Boston because I'm one of his biggest fans, of course. He's going to be making an appearance here tomorrow.
Yep, he's here tomorrow night with the New Zealand team, so that'll be pretty cool. So he's sitting up there with all the Aussie kids watching, and I'm pretty sure they'll be pretty enjoying what's going on with these Superstocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much of a crowd tonight, but tomorrow I think it's going to be a little bit better. Fingers crossed that the weather holds out. But hey, always love speaking to you, Scott. You're one of my favourite drivers. You know that. Make no secret of that. But Scott, good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cheers. Thank you.
Awesome. No worries. We'll carry on down the line and see what else we can find, eh? Now, we do have to jump in quick when I do find these drivers, of course, because some of them are out. Oh, look, Seth McConchie, Mr. Whoopsie Man. Seth! You nearly went all the way over. What were you thinking when you were halfway up, halfway down?
I was just trying to get Graham Hughes a nice photo.
I think you succeeded in that. I believe that there were a couple of great photos taken. Hey, but the car's all right, no damage. It looked pretty soft. It was all good.
Yeah, no, didn't even pop a tyre, so thank people.
Do you know who put you up there, or was it you?
Oh, no, I was just racing into the day. The worst thing was I got a good start, eh? Went from 14 to third, fourth, was humming down the middle, and then, yeah, just got tagged, someone tagged, and I just went sideways. I kept my foot up it, but there's a point where you got to button off and put your foot on the brake, eh?
Not like you to button off at all, Seth. Come on. Well, we're glad that you're okay, glad that the car's okay. Were you starting off your last race?
I think 12, so yeah, just try to do the same again, get a good start, and carry on, though, eh?
Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, you were heading off to somewhere. I'll let you go, Seth. Nice talking to you as always.
Awesome. Kia ora. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Hey, who else have we got down here? Golly me. Golly, we've probably got more spectators than we have drivers down here at the very moment. Everyone sort of looks at me and disappears. Yeah, sorry, I have got little leg. Oh, let's talk to Keelan Mooney, eh? Look, he's down here. Big surprise. What are you drinking there tonight? I hope that's just a Coke.
Yeah, vanilla Coke.
Vanilla Coke, good man. Hey, tell us about your evening so far. We've got a bit of time, so you can tell a novel or you can tell a quick story.
Yeah, I've had two consistent ones. I got, I think, a 7th in the first one and a 5th in the second one. So I've grid 1 in the next one, so we'll just try to keep it clean and bring it home and hopefully put in the top group.
You're a very hard mean to beat on any night, but let alone coming off pole. Like the racing tonight, a lot of people say it's flag chasing. I love to watch a good race rather than, the whoopsies and the stoppages and the carnage and what have you. How do you find, starting off pole and just putting a foot down and going?
Oh, I don't know. I like going fast, so it's quite easy. It's obviously a nice continuous race is always better than stopping and starting as well. So yeah, I just like going fast.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Tell us, when you do have a lot of stop and start, so what goes through your mind when you're actually sitting there? Because sometimes, notoriously, if there's a few cars tangled up, it can take a good couple of minutes to clear the track and let you guys go again.
I don't think of a lot, really. I guess you're just waiting to see when they're getting off the track and stuff like that, just so you can get ready, put the car in gear and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not really thinking about it a lot.
Oh, gosh, well, we're probably doing all the thinking for you, everyone who's watching. There is absolutely no doubt about it. You and your club mates, Wanganui, are having an absolutely great couple of seasons. Tell us, what's your highlight from the past 2 years?
I was quite a few, really. Obviously, my first Superstock teams, that was pretty cool. Qualifying for almost all the national titles so far is pretty good as well. Bringing on the podium with the rest of them as well is pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, there's racing with my club mates as well and watching them succeed as well is pretty good.
Well, I mean, if you all succeed together, you succeed for the team. That's good for you guys. It's good for morale. It's good for the track. It's good for everybody involved, right?
Yeah, no, definitely is.
And it's really good to see too. I think I was speaking about Auckland too. There's no big egos. It's all a really cruisy camp. You all get on really well, and you welcome everyone else from around the country. It's so good to be a part of your track.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. Like, I don't know, we're one big family really at the end of the day, and we all look after each other. We all help each other out. So yeah, it's pretty good to be around.
I'll let you get back to your vanilla Coke. I'll go see if I can find another driver. But good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Awesome, thank you.
Cheers. Right, we're going to continue on. I think our awesome commentators who keep you guys updated all night and every night are having a bit of break, and rightly so. I'll see who else I can find. I'm actually coming down to the Reesers, but we've already spoken to these guys, so if they're there, we might have a quick chat. If not, I'll continue on. I actually want to speak to some of these Ministock drivers. I've just got in my ear that the Warriors have just started, so no racing until they're finished the game, apparently. Let's see if I can find her. Oh, listen. Here's one of the best support people you'd ever find. Brittany Carpenter, you're looking gorgeous with your beanie on. How's your night going so far?
Yeah, pretty good. Just on kid duty.
I did see you chasing Archie around all the puddles. He's calling the water truck the puddle maker.
Yeah, he is. He sat in a puddle before I had to get him changed.
Oh, no, that's the joys of bringing the kids to Speedway, I guess. Listen, we're here. We've got Asher, Ethan and Pete. How good are these guys? I mean, it's great to be a part of such a great team, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they? They're definitely a team to beat, I think.
For sure. And they're all in very fine form. I mean, time and time again, we come down here and we always say that these boys here are successful at Rotorua, but they're actually successful at every track.
Yeah, they are. They're really good at every track, I find. I don't know, they're professional as well, which is really good.
And it's always nice to be a part of that too. And I've just got a very good question. I was getting to that, but Jason's beat me to the punch. Jason wants to know, now it is a very tame question, thank goodness. Jason wants to know, Brittany, when are you coming back?
We've actually brought a new car, so we will be back next season. I'm very, very excited to get back out there.
And I'm not asking that, Jason. I am not asking that. I will tell you off camera. Hey, tell us, I did not so long ago see your car up for sale. Can you tell us where that went, or is it still for sale?
It's still for sale at the moment. I think we'll just trade it if we need to with Pete, but at this stage it's still for sale. It was a good car if anyone wants it. Goes well.
There you go, guys. If anybody is looking for a one lady owner stock car. Yeah, careful lady. And I do not believe that, because we've seen you upside down here at Rotorua before, Brittany.
Yeah, whoops.
Give Brittany a call, maybe not a call if you haven't got her phone number. Send her a message on Facebook. Is that the easiest way?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, easiest way is just on Facebook.
All right, so have you got something there for us,
Yes,
Tony?
I do have some extreme breaking news here.
Okay.
So I've learned something new. I've been a racer in the past and I should know this, but the result that they both got excluded from the race, Dale Stewart in the 94 and the 10R of Alan McRobbie. Now, they protested the result.
Yep.
The protest committee got together, which consists of a steward, the clerk of the course and the driver's rep. They then plead the case, etc., and it's a 2-1 vote basically, come up with a decision, and both of them got overturned and reinstated.
Oh, okay.
So the 94 are Dale Stewart, so we go back to the original points that we had, and they will both be reinstated into the race.
All right.
So an overturn of the protest.
All right, well, I think, is Bianca still standing by? Okay, we're going to head back down to the pits. One more interview with Bianca, with Tyler James.
Yeah, guys, I'm down here with Tyler James. Tyler, you're looking at me going, Bianca, I just don't have the luck. And you actually have had the worst luck tonight. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, I seem to like if someone wants to turn it to the grass or spin out, I seem to be the next car coming, but it's stock cars and it's all part of it, so I'll push hard on the next one and hopefully make the back of the repo, and if I'm not going to win that, I'll try to decide who does.
I love your attitude, because you know, if you're not going to make the podium, you definitely help decide who is going to make that podium and make it a little bit more interesting. However, brother over here, Brody James, is having quite a good night.
Yeah, exactly. Both me and Brody had the same mentality of it's club first. Like, we put it all on the line for our club, and yeah, it always seems to be the way. One of us has a shitter night and the other one is flying. So yeah, unfortunately it's my night tonight to have the shitter, but I'm always proud of my brother. He goes good here, so hopefully he can qualify and yeah, see what we can do tomorrow.
And probably most exciting as well, you actually have two brothers here racing tonight, one side by side in the Superstock, and one of my little mates over here, Jaden James. How's he doing tonight?
Yeah, good. He's had a couple of top threes, so that's good. I don't know if I can say this, but he's finally found his balls this year, and he's got a bit more mongrel and pushing a bit harder, which is good. So a couple more years and there might be three of us out here, the same as the Joblins.
It's really nice to see, like you say, I'm not going to use those words, but it's nice to see his racecraft evolve, because I know exactly what you mean. He has come a long way and in a very short period of time. So have you and Brody been coaching him and giving him a couple of tips?
Yeah, we try to just sort of help him be as smooth and fast as you can, because in mini stocks, that's how you win. So yeah, it's good he's finally listening, so hopefully he just keeps getting quicker, and then yeah, he can jump into one of these of us and we'll all go cause mischief.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that day. It's going to be absolute mayhem on the track with the three James brothers out there, I can imagine.
It will be, yeah, it will be good.
Pretty cool though, we've got two generations racing in one track. If we look around the track, we've got many teams that are a couple of generations. That's so good. One big happy family here, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, my old man sits there and goes like, I race with so-and-so, and now his son's racing with you. It's just like a big circle, eh? Everyone's sort of the next one's come through, and then it'll be my kid comes through, and yeah. Yeah, and I'd say in a couple of years, Gisborne mini stocks will be a bit ruthless with the Jameses and the Reeses going at it, but no, that'll be cool to watch.
That's going to be so exciting to be a part of it. And we've also got the Myers coming up as well. So it's going to be a whole new generation, and I'd say about a good 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, hopefully those same rivalries sort of carry on and, you know, take a bit more traction, and the generations keep them going, because that's what the crowd love to see. And at the end of the day, no one wants to get anyone hurt, but those stock cars and the crowd come to see the crash and bash. So, yeah.
That's why we have front and back bumpers, right?
Exactly. So yeah, you gotta give everyone a love tap now and then, but yeah.
Hey, always nice to talk to you. It's really unfortunate that you've had a really bad piece of luck tonight, but I'm sure we'll see you again. Come back stronger next season, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll regroup over the off season and come back and give it all another go next year.
Awesome. Well, I'll come and talk to you when you've done that. Cheers.
Sweet. Thank you.
Right, so we have got more cars on the dummy grid, and yeah, so just reconfirming in case you missed that statement, we had talked about those two cars being excluded, disqualified from Heat 2 of Red Group. That has now been through the various processes, and both Alan McRobbie and Dale Stewart have been reinstated into Red Group. So that puts our points back how we did have it. Mark Costello, points leader, on 48, Alan McRobbie and Elias Dyster on 47, Dale Stewart on 46, Brody James on 46, and Trent James on 41. So they are going to be the first group back out there, Red Group. So there they are. See them sitting on the dummy grid. If you're watching the live stream, or depending on where you are, sitting around the venue here at Paradise Valley Speedway. So, Red Group, here we go. Bryce Steiner, third on points and starting on pole. Oh, no, sorry, that's updated. It's done that update as they've driven out the gate.
So they've taken them out again.
Yeah. So, effectively, I do like this, though, because what it does mean here is that it does show that essentially as soon as the race starts, those are the positions.
I think I saw Bryce Steiner sitting on about 37 points, tied just outside that top six. So his front grid to come, and he can bank some good points.
If he can bank some good points, yeah.
And Dale Stewart, here he comes down the outside, the 94R. And he's had big moves, so he'll look for him to check out early.
Now, Alan McRobbie's come up to the pit gate for a 3-minute bell. After all of the dramas, the last thing you'd want is to either A, forgotten to have done something on the car, or B, now not actually make the start. Former New Zealand champion, Alan McRobbie in the number 10. 3-minute bell is on.
Another legend in Superstock racing, is he? Graham McRobbie in the window there. Father. Of course, the familiar 10R. It was Graham's number for many years in Superstocks.
So he's going to start on grid 16. Alan McRobbie. So that must be in behind Jerry Linklater, is it?
Jordan Baldwin still missing. Liam Marsh also missing. This is on the outside row.
Yeah.
And Gary Hunter as well.
Okay, so yeah, weird. So that gap between Ty in the 599 and Linklater in the 98, that is 3 empty spots. Jerry Linklater, we go, hello, thank you. That's nice, easy points to bank. So that doesn't help the likes of those guys starting at the front who need to bank good points, because it's easy points for those further back, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, you've got Brody James there in the 87G. He's sitting on 46 points, starting off grid 18. He's got 3 free passes on the get-go. Mark Costello, actually, he's up there on points as well, the 198R. He's on 48 points starting in grid 13. So, yeah, he'll jump essentially to 10th as soon as the race starts.
So remember, it is the top 6 going through to the final. Just get confirmation on how the repechage is going to work.
So take a look down the grid there, the 29M, Ryan Hunt on the inside, outside him Adam Joblin. We've got the 88 there of Ethan Whitaker, and then you've got those 3 cars all in the lonesome, the 777H, the 56V and the 49M, both the 56 and the 777 relatively up there on points. So you got, Elias Dykstra with 47 points, he's right at the pointy end, as well as James on 41. So Jamal, clerk of the course, happy with the way they sit on the grid. The revs will come up very shortly. The TWS Paradise Valley Pace Ute will pull off the surface. And it is the final and third heat for the red group, looking for our top 6 qualifiers, like Paul said, and away they go racing. Dale Stewart on the 94 there, getting pushed wide on the outside row. He's looking to cut inside Bryce Steiner, which he does, and then Ryan Hunt will grab the early race lead. Oh, concrete dust is everywhere. We've got a couple of cars facing backwards, and Elias Dykstra recovers really well in the 777 to get going again after a 360 spin on the front straight. But we do have Whitaker stranded on the front straight, and the 88H at the moment will go red for them.
Red drivers, gone red,
literally just as that happens, of course,
gone red, hold position.
Just gets fired up.
Murphy's Law, eh?
Yeah, I mean, for safety reasons, the officials essentially doing the right thing by putting the reds on, but unfortunately for the 88 of Whitaker, it will mean a retirement to the infield, being the cause of the red light stoppage.
Right beside it, mate. Thank you.
So Ryan Hunt just getting asked to pull a car length or so back towards Dale Stewart in the 29M. If you are at home listening live on the Pits TV, of course, welcome along around New Zealand and the world if you are from overseas. We do hope you're enjoying the coverage here from the Pits TV at TWS Paradise Valley Speedway. So we'll take a look at this here. Hard. So, yeah, it was just a 5-car squeeze. It was almost coming from Regan McKenzie, pushing Trent James into Dykstra, into Whitaker, into Steiner. 5 cars wide. And unfortunately for Whitaker and the 88H.
62. Can you move back about 3 car lengths, please?
As you can hear at home, 62 P of Joblin getting asked to move back. He's just to the right of the screen at the moment, towards the 42, 442. There he is, middle of the screen now.
Yep.
And
thank you very much.
he'll square himself up on that corner just nicely.
422. Now you need to move back.
So there's a little bit of adjustment going on there. So remember, it's the top 6 on points who go through to the finals tomorrow night. So if you miss out on the top 6, you should end up with a fairly good starting spot in the repechage tomorrow night. Remember though, that is a 5:30 start for the repechage. So if you're going to be tuning in through the live stream or here at the venue, make sure you are well and truly settled in before that repechage at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and if I can give anyone a piece of advice, the repechage normally is one of the most exciting races of the night too, Paul.
Yeah, it certainly is. And generally, somebody from the repechage, one of those 2 guys that's going to come through the repechage, more often than not ends up near the top pointy end of the night, because they kind of got a race under their belt. And,
yeah, it's a pretty horrific stat, isn't it, though? Because the repechage winners going through to podium at these national titles. Good look inside the cockpit of the Dylan Ashton mobile there, the 422B. So the red lights go out, we go back to green, and it's a side-by-side drag race that Ryan Hunt wins out the front of the field at the moment. Good drive going into turn 3 and 4, but he has one of the quickest cars tonight, Dale Stewart, chasing him down in the 94. They'll cross through for just their 2nd lap at the moment. McKenzie pushes Mick Robbie to the grass, and up and over the pole line he goes, puts the side bumper into the wheel gate of the 49 and spins him around, gets him out of the way. Dykstra now in the 777 showing some good pace, and up into 5th spot goes Elias Dykstra, and he's looking to make a pass now going into turn 1 and 2 there on the inside of Ron Ty. Ron Ty drives him a little bit to the grass as Dale Stewart makes the pass for the lead up the front, and there's that battle between Ty and Dykstra brewing. We've got Trent James sitting just in behind there in 6th place in the blue and pink car as well, waiting to pounce on any mistake that happens in front of him. As I say that, Dykstra does shoot up the inside of Ron Ty. Now can Trent James get the same run onto him into 3 and 4? It's the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th battling there as Dale Stewart crosses another lap now. Mark Costello up into 2nd, makes the pass on Ryan Hunt as they cross through for lap number 5. So Dale Stewart, the pace up the front, is looking really quick there in the 94. And there's a fair few car lengths between himself and Costello now. Sparks flying, concrete dust as they come off turn number 4 there. Dykstra now looks up the inside of his clubmate Ryan Hunt, the 29M. Of course, Dykstra is running the H on the car at the moment this weekend. Not sure if that's an official club change or he's normally running out of Bay Park Speedway with the M on his car. And the big ethanol flames flying out the back of those Rees race cars look awesome once the lights start coming into effect here. So Dale Stewart, the quickest car out on track with a 16.61 that time round as well. As I say that, Elias Dykstra goes quicker again with a 16.5, sitting in third place. He's made the pass now on Hunt, as does Trent James coming off turn number 2 as well. So that's as they run on track there. Linklater is just a lap down at the moment, becoming lap traffic. The race leader there, Dale Stewart, the 94. Comes down the back straight, gives Linklater just a little nudge to get him past. And gets some good drive. Here comes Mark Costello as well in the 198. The race leader, Dale Stewart, the 94. The bright white and highlighter yellow car. Throws it into 3 and 4. He's got a nice big clear track in front of him. It will be white flag, 1 to go this time around for the 94R of Dale Stewart. Nice and smooth through turn 1 until he's going to get good drive off that corner. Down the front straight, there's Mark Costello running in second and Dykstra up into third. So those will most likely be 3 of your qualifiers to come through. Checkered flag falls for Dale Stewart, the 94 198R. Clubmate from Rotorua, Mark Costello in second place. And the 777 of Elias Dykstra in third. Trent James as well moves up into 4th spot. Ryan Hunt, the 29M, after your early race leader, brings it home in 5th. Alan McRobbie in 6th. Adam Joblin 7th. Ron Ty in 8th. Bryce Steiner in 9th. Brody James, the 87G, rounds out your top 10. If you're at home, take a look at the rest of the top for the rest of the other 5 cars, and Paul can give us a points update.
Okay, yeah, so this is the unofficial top 6 and qualifiers from Red Group. We have 198R Mark Costello on 73 points, 94R Dale Stewart on 72, 777H Elias Dykstra on 71 points, 10R Alan McRobbie on 68, 56V Trent James on 64 points, and 87G Brody James on 63. So those are your first qualifiers. Once again, 198R Mark Costello, 94R Dale Stewart, 777H Elias Dykstra, 10R Alan McRobbie, 56V Trent James, and 87G Brody James. There we go.
So we're missing the 38M tanker of Ross Ashby off the front row. He's meant to be off grid 1.
Did he end up finishing the second heat?
DNF,
no, he did
actually,
DNF, yeah.
Grid number 2's Remnant. He's going to come all the way up. Doesn't look like any other empty spots all the way back to Ethan Rees on the inside row. He'll start from grid 19. So no one behind him. Take a look down the outside row. Eulenberg in that cool retro looking livery. There it is again. Unmistakable 2NZ on the side.
Pulls up beside the 166 of Hayden Hart. Dan Hunter back out there in this one.
So missing the 16M of Kyle Benton from grid number 8. And behind McGee there, the 96W is where he's meant to be.
Logan Nicholson maybe in the 5, ran a good second heat. There right down the back. The 127G of Ethan Rees. Right. Third and final heat. Kerry Remnant on the outside of the front row, all on his own. Who will be the next 6 finalists for the 2024 North Island Superstock Championships, thanks to Hamilton Ashphalts 12 laps away from finding out. And we go. Into the first turn, and Remnant grabs that front spot. Runs it a little bit wide here though. Blair Eulenberg in the 2NZ looking down and underneath. Can't make the move though. A little bit of a bounce off the concrete wall from, I think that might have been Penn. Round goes the 48. Keegan Bunce drops to the back of the field. So Remnant leading from Hayden Hart and the 2NZ of Blair Eulenberg. So it's Hayden Hart in third place. He can't really make too many more, or second place. He can't make too many more spots. He's outside the top 6 by about 5 points at the moment. While Matt Nielsen goes to the infield. Former champion. He won't be in the finals tomorrow night unless he can make it through via the repechage. Remnant running hard and fast in the 19. Of course, we saw him here at last week? 2 weeks ago, the club night. Wall ride for Joblin as McConchy makes his way through. Maybe a little bit off the grass there through turn 3. We saw Kerry Remnant in the ex-Paul Fairweather car. But back in his regular drive tonight, Kerry Remnant makes the pass on the back marker. Still Hayden Hart, 166. Ahead of the 2NZ out of Stratford. Regan Penn just clocks the fastest lap of the race of 16.64. Gets the bumper in the side. Is that Brad McGee from Ethan Rees? Oh no, sorry, that is Penn. Hard to tell some of these cars apart. Dark paint jobs. Dark number, Rees chassis. Oh, now Hayden Hart pulls off. Oh, he's got a flat right rear. So the 166 is gone. He was outside the top 6 anyway. So again, it's a fairly clear-cut looking top 6 here. There was a good 8-point gap between 6th and 7th in the first group. Looking similar here as they run with about 3 and a bit laps to go for the race leader, Kerry Remnant. He will be a qualifier if he can hold this spot. In fact, he's got 14 points up his sleeve, Kerry Remnant. He's that's how much that difference is in this field tonight. Brad McGee sits in 3rd spot, and he's got himself a ticket to the finals too as the white flag is out. And Remnant takes the win. So probably the race with the least amount of bumper work tonight. That was a truly flat out and out flag race, really.
Yeah, it was nice and quick out there as well. Losing Matt Nielsen with a flat right front and Hayden Hart.
Kerry Remnant taking the win. Blair Eulenberg in 2nd, Brad McGee 3rd, Regan Penn and Ethan Rees rounded out the top 5. Then it was Seth McConchy, Simon Joblin, Dylan Marshall, Logan Nicholson maybe, and Matt Buckley to round out the top 10. But the top 6 qualifiers at this stage. It's all unofficial, but if nothing changes, Tony?
So we're looking at the 127 of Ethan Rees topping the group at 72 points unofficially at the moment. The 2NZ of Blair Eulenberg tied with the 57V of Dylan Marshall, both on 70 points. Kerry Remnant picks up the race win, and that takes him up to 69 points in 4th place. The 235G of Regan Penn with 64 points, and it's the 6th place and final qualifier for the group will be the 96W of McGee on 63 points, and then like you say, Paul, 9 points back to Simon Joblin.
Yeah, it's a big gap, isn't it? You know, I think I mentioned there during the commentary, Kerry Remnant had 14 spots up his sleeve. He's on 69 points. And yeah, Simon Joblin just missing out is on 54. So Remnant could have dropped all the way back down to 55 points and still made it. Well, that would have been almost last on the track. So good night at the office for the Bay Park stalwart Kerry Remnant in the 19M.
Brad McGee, congratulations firstly. You've qualified to go through to the big show tomorrow, but of course you threw me at the beginning of the night. You wheeled out of the trailer. I was like, who the heck is this coming? Brand new car.
Yeah. So we've been waiting a wee while for this one. Some of the running gear out of our old car, but it's been about 2 years, so can't ask for much more than that, really.
Well, you came away with a third in that last race, but tell us, how's the rest of your evening gone in terms of being in a brand new spanking car?
Just adjusting things. Like, there's plenty more on the table. Obviously, it's only done a couple races now. That was lots better than the first two, so we're going forward, and that's good.
So when you say there's a lot more to put on the table with the car, what exactly do you mean? Do you mean in terms of horsepower or setup to suit your driving, or can you talk us through that?
It's got plenty of horsepower. That's definitely not an issue. I'm just lacking a little bit of drive off the corners, so yeah, we need to find that.
And that's just going to come down to driving in the seat, getting the feel of the car and what have you. It's really hard just to get it bang on the first night, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's just adjusting it to suit how I drive. Obviously, everyone's not the same. These cars are obviously good because there's that many of them out there going well. So, yeah, just adjusting it to suit me and you get it where we want it.
Well, congratulations. You're the only Wellington driver up here tonight, so representing the dub, well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Awesome.
So some words with Brad McGee, of course, 96W, and another brand new Rees race car to the long list of Rees race cars that are out there these days, with 300 plus of them. Both stock cars and super stocks out there and showing how quick they are. So we divert our attention now to the third heat. Chanel's Lawn Mowing Production Saloons, heat number 3, and Craig Jones in the 95R shoots to the race lead at the moment from Peter Craddock in the 63R. Was 7 down to 4 production saloons this evening. The 6H out there, Vaughan Glidden, and the 68H of Brian Jackson as well. So out there, 3 laps down this time of their 8-lap race. And of course, huge thanks to Chanel's Lawn Mowing, supporting heat number 3 here of the production saloons. Of course, once upon a time they were a national class, so for a couple of seasons they managed to have a national title, and we crowned a 1, 2 and 3 in Z, which I think Rotorua drivers picked it up a couple of times. Did they, Paul? Some podiums at least?
Just the once.
The one in Z.
Sean Heron. He was the first one in Z in the class. Actually, I did see an interesting debate going on social media a couple of days ago. I think it's a Wanganui production saloon, which is running as number 1. But you actually go to the rule book and it says 1, 2 and 3 are reserved for the champions of national classes, and production saloons aren't a national class. so 1, 2 and 3 are not actually reserved.
Well, actually, yeah, funny that, you see the number 2 on the side of the Harry Jugan's Ministock as well. I mean, that's not a national class either, but I do believe there may be written in the book that 1, 2 and 3 are reserved for that class. I don't know. There's I'm sure plenty of people on social media will have lots to say.
It's a grey area, isn't it? Yeah.
But the production saloons taking away their national title status in the end and just becoming a regional class once again, as Craig Jones comes through to pick up the white flag, throws it into turn 3 and 4 for the final time in front of his clubmate Peter Craddock in the 63R. Nice cheap way of getting into Speedway dirt track racing. If you are interested, head along to some of those buy, sell, swap pages. You can generally find those on the social media, Facebook, if you want to get into some form of dirt track racing. And let me assure you, I'm sure these guys and girls are out there having lots of fun. Although they don't look, I mean, you put them out next to Superstocks and they certainly aren't as cool, but lots of fun to be had.
Yeah, certainly, and that's what it's all about.
I mean, we don't all have the budget of a Superstock owner, do we? So
exactly.
If you do want a good, cheap way of getting into Speedway, I think there is some form of rules around the age of these vehicles, which has probably seen the demise of the class and the lowering of them a little bit. I'd love to see some more rear-wheel drive ones out there. I mean, it's been thrown away amongst myself and a couple of mates to grab something like the RX-8 or some rear-wheel drive Commodores or something, and AU Falcons, and go drifting and show some proximity.
Just had an update on how we were I was a little unsure about how the Repcharge grid was going to work. So we're taking the top 6 from each group. All the points are then combined from everybody who didn't qualify. all the points are combined. The top 26 point scorers are into the repechage. So it's not the next 6 from this group or anything like that. All the points are combined, and the top 26 will be in the repechage based on your points order.
Which I'd love to throw in there. Actually, it's great to see that you get rewarded for the prize for the sometimes there's high and low point scoring groups. So it still gets you the chance to even though you've got good points, you get to go into the repechage despite you being in a lower scoring group. So,
yeah, certainly. Right, let's head down to the pits, and Bianca is with the 2NZ, Blair Eulenberg.
Blair, we're just looking at our clock. How well done is this meeting tonight? It's 9 o'clock, not even 9 o'clock, and we're almost out of here.
Yeah, might go out for tea after this. We'll see what happens. But no, it's good that they started early tonight on a Friday and get it done, and then look forward to tomorrow as well.
Everybody seems to be really relaxed up and down the pit. So you're feeling that this is the same down this end here. Everyone's just like enjoying the racing. Not too many expectations on each other.
Nah, it's always our pit's always pretty relaxed. Just come here and do what we can and see what happens at the end of the night, really, and yeah, just go with what happens.
For people who are watching our streams all the time, it's really nice to actually come and get you. I always seem to come and get you, though, when you are taking off your clothes. It's nice to see you. I don't know if anyone was watching the Christchurch stream, but we did actually catch Blair in his underwear, and I've almost done it again. But this time, I want my cameraman to actually pan right down to the ground and check out these Crocs. I don't know if they're legal footwear down here in Rotorua, but oh my God, you can't miss those.
Nah, they seem to be a winning combo too. Someone asked me last weekend what's been the secret to success, and I swear it's been since I bought this pair of Crocs that I've been going good. So I've been wearing them everywhere, and it seems to be working, so I'll keep them on.
Oh, I absolutely love your driver's rituals. I mean, a lucky pair of Crocs. We're not going to get this started. Hey, one last thing. Give us a Chris Munna wave. There you go. Take it away, Blair. Oh my gosh, calling you all different names. What's going on?
What are those?
All right, we've got some official points just confirming. Red group, your top 6 and your qualifiers are Mark Costello, Dale Stewart, Elias Dykstra, Alan McRobbie, Trent James and Brodie James. Talked about that points gap. Brodie James getting it in 6th place on 63. Then it's back to 56 for Adam Joblin. Right, here we go. What are we into now? Green group. As they start taking shape, and it is Caleb Mooney on pole position. The 26. Looks like Carlo Putananui missing off grid 6. He's had a pretty rough night. Leading on points going into this one. Zane Dykstra is there on 51. Officials seem happy. We'll keep you up to date through the race. Blue group. No, sorry, green group it is. Ready for the start. And the green flag drops. Big push. Somebody could taste the concrete there, yes. There's a few sparks flying. Couple off to the round goes Zane Dykstra, the 3NZ. Gets caught up, points leader. Round goes Tom Cooper. There is some big push and shove. It's aggressive here in the opening lap of Heat 3 for Green Group. Tom Cooper stranded down in turn 3. Will we go red? He's still trying to get it fired up. He's got it going this time. Gets the 85 car out of the road. And we also had one of the concrete as well. It was one of the Ashton cars. So it's a healthy lead at the moment for Caleb Mooney. Ahead of Peter Rees and Tyler James. The first two are in your top 6 in championship mode. Tyler James, he's out of it. So some of those battles early on did come out and make some changes in the way things were shaping up here. But since those early battles, they seem to have spread themselves out here as Hunter is having a look up the inside of Alderdice. Alderdice gets on the back of Gallop. Sends the Hawke's Bay car wide. Gallop was running up in 4th place, so he's going to drop a couple of spots. Zane Dykstra, despite the fact he's down in 13th place, he is still comfortably inside the top 6. However, this time, for the first time, we've got a little bit tight between 6th and 7th place. AJ Axtons is just in by 1 point from Hamish Booker. So those are two to be keeping an eye on. The 14R of AJ Axtons. And the 82 of Booker. Booker's about look to make a pass on Gallop. Bryce Marks has done just that. If Booker can make a pass, that'll get him up even with AJ Axtons for 6th place in the group. And I would guess those runoffs will happen tonight. It is, as we were talking about in the interview, it's not even 9 o'clock yet. Out front, it is still the 26V of Caelan Mooney. Comes off turn 4 onto the pit straight. Alderdice and Hunter still having a really good battle here. There's Peter Rees into turn 1 and 2, sitting in 2nd place, and he's top of the group with a couple of laps to run. Booker and Axtons are tied on points. Now Axtons is having a look underneath. Makes a pass on Joseph Carter. He needed to do that. Oh, he's lost it again. White flag out, 1 to go. AJ Axtons needs to make the pass, the local driver. Oh, Dylan Marshall, Dylan Towler and Hamish Booker. Oh, it's tight. Real tight. Woo! The one action we were watching, I can tell you, AJ Axtons is in, Booker is out. That was real tight right on the finish. So confirming your top positions in that one, Caelan Mooney takes the win, Peter Rees in 2nd, Kenneth Hunter 3rd, Luke Alderdice 4th, and Tyler James rounds out the top 5. But that was, for the first time, Tony, that was kind of close to looking at who needed to make some moves and some passes to make it into the finals tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a quick look at the top 6. The 10G of Peter Rees, he'll top the group on 71. Caelan Mooney with 68 points. Of course, he's all unofficial, and we've got a tie for 3rd, all on 66 points. The 335R, Kenneth Hunter, the 77M of Luke Alderdice, and the 3NZ of Zane Dykstra. Then we go back to the 14R of AJ Axtons. Now he's on 61 points, and he needs to buy Dylan Towler a beer for making the late pass on Hamish Booker, which pushes them both back tight for 59 points in 7th and 8th. But going back to what you're saying about the repecharge, Paul, that's probably a front row grid for both of those drivers.
Well, it is. At this stage, we've got Ryan Hunt in red group on 56 and Simon Joblin in blue group on 54. So they're now on 59s. Yeah, so they're going to be right near the front of the repecharge.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Bryce Marks finishing down in 9th place with 54 points in this group. So we talk about those high-scoring groups. He's still going to start on the 2nd row at this stage with one group to come. On the 2nd row there with who came 7th out of the other group. So just an idea of what we were speaking about in regards to points.
So again, Peter Rees, Caelan Mooney, Ken Hunter, Luke Alderdice, Zane Dykstra and AJ Axtons. 23R of Caleb Ashton sits on pole. Mark Dunham behind him in the 93. 911 Carl Southall, 81R Damien Orr. And there's Tim Ross in the top 6. Starting on grid 9. Jobler makes his way up to the outside of the front row. Looks to be an empty spot there on grid 3. Mark Dunn should have been there. No, sorry, must be, sorry, grid 4.
Oh, well, no Jamie Hamilton.
So Hamilton's missing from grid 8. The defending champion. And Barry Hunter, Junior, son of 3-time champion Barry Hunter.
So the clerk of the course, happy with how they're lined up. This is the final heat of the night for the Hamilton Ashphalts. North Island Championship, the revs come up and away they go. It is going to be Ashton and Joblin side by side, and around goes the 23 of Caleb Ashton. He's going to go backwards into the concrete courtesy of that. That's Mark Dunn in the 93H. And meanwhile up front it is going to be Scott Joblin in the 52P. Lead them out, Damien Orr just behind, Tim Ross and then Brendan Tye. Those are all those names we're mentioning that are close in points. Jack Cunningham there having a good run as well, and Blake Dykstra in the 5M. Asher Rees has made some moves from in the 1NZ already from grid 16 and looks to move up well and truly into the top 10 after lap number 1. As Chad Ace dives up the inside of him. They'll be side by side down here on the back straight. So Caleb Ashton rejoins, as I say that actually Damien Orr's made the pass on Joblin coming out of turn number 2 for the race lead. And there's the battle further back there between Chad Ace and Asher Rees coming out of turn number 4. Good side-by-side battle there. We lose the 23 of Caleb Ashton to the infield. And around goes Johnston in the 78V. But there, Joblin's made the pass back on Damien Orr as well while it's been happening in the background. So a nice battle up front here at the moment. They took off 4 laps at the minute. And Scott Joblin, quickest car on track. As I say, that Asher Rees goes a touch quicker as well. So there's a good battle up the front between the 52 and the 81 at the moment. We go a few car lengths back to the 144 of Tim Ross. So pressure from Orr now as he shoots up the inside of Joblin coming out of turn number 1 and 2. He'll make the pass as they go side by side into 3 and 4. Joblin gets hard on the brakes. He's looking for the crossover. But Damien Orr gets good drive around the pole line in the 81. So he'll tick off lap number 6. Take a look further back now at Tim Ross. He's holding off Brendan Tye in the 669, and Asher Rees now up into the top 5 in the 1NZ. So look at how good and neat Asher's keeping that down on the pole line, the 1NZ. Looks up the inside of McGee as they come down the back straight. He's going to get the pass done into turn 1 and 2. Does it nicely. So Asher, all round goes Blake Dykstra in the 5M. The blue light's on. That's probably an oil light. Trying to get that thing refired. So a couple of sparks come out there. Not too precarious where he is. And good vision. Is he going to get that refired before the race leader comes round? And he does so. So we will stay green. Damien Orr now. He's pulled a few car lengths on Joblin as they come around 3 and 4. We're at the 3/4 mark now for the 81R. And Asher Rees looking to close the gap now up onto the 144 of Tim Ross. Plenty of left front wheel up on the pole line from the 1NZ. As he looks to go up the inside of the 144, he's going to get good drive. He is, real good drive onto the back straight, Asher Rees. And throws it up the inside of Tim Ross. They're going to go side by side into 3 and 4. This is your battle for 3rd and 4th between the 1NZ and the 144. Both out of Gisborne and both looking to secure themselves qualifying spots as they sit. The white flag is out. We're 1 to go for your race leader, Damien Orr. Joblin's closed that gap back up, and both of those drivers as well potentially going to be going through unofficially. Damien Orr, the 81R, leads the 52 Joblin through the checkered flag. A nice tight finish, and we go a fair few car lengths to Tim Ross, who's managed to grab himself a point back, whether that was Asher Rees that pulled off to give him that point. As the rest of the field comes through and the dust will settle down, we'll run through the top 10. Damien Orr pretty happy as he comes through, a big mungie down the front straight there. 81R confirming the race win, the 52P Joblin in 2nd. Tim Ross, Asher Rees and Brendan Tye round out your top 5. Chad Ace brings it home in 6th in the 4K. Todd Hemingway 7th. Ryan Marshall 8th. Jack Cunningham 9th. And Dan Holland in the 42R. A couple of top 10 finishes for him tonight.
And the top 6 unofficially and through to the finals tomorrow night. Asher Rees will top the group. The 1NZ on 72 points. Next up is 81R Damien Orr on 71. 3rd in the group, 52P Scott Joblin on 68. Also on 68, 4K Chad Ace. 1 point back to the 99M Todd Hemingway. And the final car through to the finals tomorrow night from Yellow Group is the 144G of Tim Ross. So once again, 1NZ Asher Rees, 81R Damien Orr, 52P Scott Joblin, 4K Chad Ace, 99M Todd Hemingway, and 144G Tim Ross. They are your 6 finalists from Yellow Group.
A relatively happy Damien Orr as well, taking around that chicken flag, a little bit of a donut there. And we take a look at the replays from the final heat of the yellow group. Just an update on those track codes. We've got 6 Rotorua cars as well as 6 G cars. So a couple of good results there for the Gisborne and the Rotorua tracks. Wanganui on 4, Mount Maunganui on 4, and then we go through to 1 each for Stratford, Wellington, Palmy and Kiki. And not very often you'll catch just one Palmerston North car in a finals field. And Rotorua at the home track. Here's the 42R of Dan Holland there, that very familiar V6 Chev that's been around a few hands recently.
Yeah, Damien Orr, I was just saying that's the first bit of heat that I felt all night. It's absolutely freezing, but there's a lot of heat coming off your engine.
Yeah, I got the heater on in there as well, so I'm nice and toasty. Yeah, but no, that was a good one, and yeah, that's enough to get me through for tomorrow night, so I'm loving it.
You've actually... They're laughing at you because you're still puffing, so it must have been a lot of hard work out there. But listen, Damien, congratulations. You've actually qualified second in your group. That's a really, really good ask, especially with the calibre of drivers that you're up against tonight.
Yeah, that's a good, I'm really happy with that. And to be in front of a Joblin, it's hard to be in front of a Joblin and to get a little gap, I'm really, really happy. So, yeah.
Not often that they certainly just don't let you go by, but they didn't really fight back for it either, did they? So it was nice to see. But of course, you're a home man. This is your home track. You're not going to give that one up for anybody.
Nah, and it's always good to get a bit of a win in front of a home crowd as well, But I think everyone was just playing it safe and just wanted to get through. Yeah.
I have a question from Jason. I'm not quite sure what he's referring to, so I'm going to ask it anyway. He would like to know whether or not you are staying in a Superstock or if you're going to a super saloon.
If you ask my wife, it's supposed to be for sale, but I think I'll have it for another season or two yet.
Oh, you know what? We might need to call a referee down here to get in the middle of you two by the sounds of that answer.
Yeah. It's not a fighting battle at home. I sort of just said, I'll keep it for another season or two. So, and then definitely. But next year's the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs at Bay Park. So I really want to focus on that.
And so you've had a little bit of a practice in one at Bay Park, I believe, already.
Yeah, I own Caitlin Haywood's old car. I brought that at the start of the season, and so just been skidding that and getting the feel for it, and it's really helping my driving, I think.
Well, listen, I wish you luck, and no matter what you decide to do, and no matter what car you come up in, and hopefully you can have a success on success in both classes.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, no worries. Hey, it's also nice to be a Snapchat friend too.
I don't know about that.
Hey, good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cool, thank you.
Cheers. Sorry, Michaela, I'm actually trying to line up an interview. She's yelling at us, Chad. Can you believe it? I'm going to blame it all on you.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take the blame. That's all right.
Hey, what we are trying to find out, I don't know if anyone's listening or if anyone can confirm whether or not Chad has actually made it through. But while they're confirming that, Chad, let's have a quick chat. You've had a really great night. This car is absolutely on rails tonight.
Yeah, we're about 85% there, I think. There's still some pace to find tomorrow, so we'll get on scales and try and tune her up a bit. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Had a race win, so that was good to get the monkey off the back there. I've struggled a little bit with winning races this year. It's close. Yep, for sure.
You've definitely been on the pace throughout the year, but like you say, sometimes it's just a matter of the bad luck or something happens in front of you and you get caught up into it. Must be really, really frustrating knowing you've got to rock it without actually having to convert that to wins or podiums.
Yeah, no, it is. But hey, everyone's got that story, the so close story, so that's fine. I think as for qualifying, I think we've qualified for every national event this year, so that's quite cool.
And I've just had word as well that you did qualify third in your group. So congratulations on that, Chad.
All right. Oh, thank you very much. We'll go again.
Third equal. I don't think I said equal, but third equal. Third, same, right?
Yeah, I'll take the third.
Hey, if you could change anything in your car to take it from 85% to 100% for tomorrow night, what are we looking at? What kind of changes are we making, Chad?
Yeah, so we're going to look at some stagger options tomorrow. I don't think we've got quite enough stagger on it, so we'll see what else we've got on the trailer and maybe some arm angles and just sort of go back to the scales and see where the cross weight's at and just, it's not coming off the turn how I want it to, so yeah.
How cool is it though that you've bought there's a big support crew here for you, that you'll be able to get all in there, just work on it tomorrow and get hopefully those jobs sorted?
Oh yeah, easy, that stuff there's pretty minimal, we've got no damage, so try and get that smashed out by lunchtime and have a cruisy afternoon.
Oh, God, you're living the dream, Chad, let me tell you. But tell us one last word from you. Do you want to give a big shout out to any of your sponsors?
Yeah, massive shout out to Track Grip. They're one of our major sponsors. The neighbourhood in Palmerston North as well. Ross Francis, good to us. Gary Douglas. And obviously Ace Performance. They're pretty cool guys down there.
So I hear. Hey, Chad, good luck for the rest of the weekend and congratulations again. We're going to leave you to it. I must say, though, that, guys, it was really unfair that Chad is standing up on the trailer while I'm looking like I'm a midget and 95 foot tall. But, hey, we're going to wrap that... Oh, thank you, Michaela. She said, yes, I am a midget. But, listen, we're going to wrap it up for the rest of the night. That's it from the Pits crew and the Pits media. I do want to give a big shout-out to Dylan. He's actually here all the way from Invercargill. Never been up into the North Island to see... Superstocks racing, so I hope you've enjoyed your night. We've actually got a couple of people here who have never made it to the Rotorua track, so I hope that they've enjoyed their nights too. From me, that's a big sign off. From Pits Media, we will see you tomorrow at about 5 o'clock. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much, Bianca. Yes, so just confirming that there is no runoffs from those additional two groups. We see a few cars out here. It's not a runoff that's happening, Tony.
Yeah, no. We're just treated to some Superstock laps.
We've got a few swaps in there. Caleb Ashton is in Peter Rees' car. Peter Rees is in the Ashton car. Not sure who's in the Vasey car.
Yeah, we've got the 1NZ of Asher Rees is out there in the 351 having a skid in the Vasey chassis. Yeah.
There we go. So don't get the feel for all of these other cars. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, race fans, that is us, night one of the Hamilton Ashphalts North Island Superstock Championships. Let's do it all again tomorrow, whether you're trackside or tuning in for the live stream through the Pits Media. Paul Hickey, Tony Gallagher in the race control from all the drivers, crew, officials and staff. Catch you tomorrow.